I like that Honduran cigar, the spirits rise. Smoke curling like ancestors whispering in the skies. Dr. Sebi in my left ear saying heal from inside. This ain't no new land, we the ones they try to deny. Before Columbus ever dreamed of ship to steer, we was building mounds, doing rituals with no fear. From Yucatan to Galveston, New Orleans near. That's a triangle of soul, but the map been clear. Second lines ain't parades, that's ancestral rights. Tambourines and feathers under full moonlight. We ain't immigrants now, we the original might. Built pyramids and bone flutes before Rome took flight. Topcatz said it loud, stop begging for permission. Our culture ain't missing, it's just deep in tradition. We ain't African cause they told us we remember the mission. The land speaks Creole, soul food and intuition, yeah. We been here through the blood and the drum, through the elders, the chants and the kiss of the sun. Smoke rise from the leaf, yeah, we talk to the sky. In the ancestors' rhythm, we never die. We been here, oh yeah, we been here. Way before they wrote their lives, we still live. It's our home, not a place we disappear. Jaheim singing true through the pain and the tears. Granny sat me down, roll something slow. Said when you puff, give thanks, let the cosmos know. I inhale the jungle, exhale the flow. Spitting stories that the textbook still scared to show. Cigar lit like a torch from ancient rites. Aromas like prayers to the Orishas at night. New Orleans ain't a torch tale, it's black divine. Where the jazz horns been time and the spirits align. Forget Columbus, we was dancing in stars. Trading turquoise, dripping culture in bars. Drums talking codes, spirits moving cars. Look close, the past ain't gone, it's just behind these stars. From Congo Square to Trammy porches, we built this land, no need for endorsements. The Mardi Gras beads ain't just for decor. That's soul armor, homie, we was gods before war. We been here through the blood and the drum, through the elders, the chants and the kiss of the sun. Smoke rise from the leaf, yeah, we talk to the sky. In the ancestors' rhythm, we never die. We been here, oh yeah, we been here. Way before they wrote their lives, we still live. This our home, not a place we disappear. Jaheim singing true through the pain and the tears. Through the blood and the drum, through the elders, the chants and the kiss of the sun. Smoke rise from the leaf, yeah, we talk to the sky. In the ancestors' rhythm, we never die. We been here, oh yeah, we been here. Way before they wrote their lives, we still live. It's our home, not a place we disappear. Jaheim singing true through the pain and the tears. We been here, oh yeah, we been here. Way before they wrote their lives, we still live. It's our home, not a place we disappear. Jaheim singing true through the pain and the tears.
Hold on, y'all. What up, though? What up, though? Shout out to everybody in the building. Hey, let me know what we doing on this audio. Let me know what we doing on this audio. Doc say he need a size selection. You say you already purchased it, Doc, or you say hold your pair. Do I have it? I don't know, Doc. You might have to get a 12. I don't know if I got 11 and a half. I don't know. I think I did 10 and a half. I don't know, but don't worry about it. If you already got it, I'll just let them know. You know what I'm saying? I need a 11 and a half. God damn it. Okay. I got okay. Yeah, okay. I see, nigga. You done went shopping today. You done got a whole goddamn. Yeah, you got a couple bags. Shit, Doc didn't win that motherfucker. Doc spent $300-400 in the motherfucking shop. Man, appreciate all of the support. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Y'all been running, man. Listen, man. How many people in here? Man, we got 40 people in this motherfucker, nigga. I told y'all, hey man, it don't matter how many, as long as everybody in here fight. As long as we all fight, bro, and that's it. You will be amazed. This little, it's 44 in here. This 44 people, you will be amazed, bro. The effect that we have, bro. Even with just 44 people, man. Oh, man, I've been over here reading, man. I've been getting my read on. Now the paperback books came out. Well, not came out, but I just got mine. But I'm gonna have a light night tonight because mostly everybody got hard copies. Yeah, I probably only gotta send about 20 of these. That shit still gonna take me about 2 hours to print up sheets and get that bad boy. Say that shit, that's some work. But man, appreciate the love. I was actually talking to a friend today, and they brought up the fact of like trying to find a tribe. And I'm like, man, not you know what? I just wrote a book. But it's not, I wouldn't even call it a book. Let me bring that back. A guide. You feel me? This genealogy, you can't write a book on genealogy. Everybody answer is gonna be different answer. You feel me? So this is a guide. So wherever you on your way to, you hear me? This just a guide. You feel me? These are pointers. But I haven't read every genealogy book. But I know that it's not coming. It ain't coming nowhere close to this. This is the real motherfucking deal. Cause the other shit, I be seeing shit. Niggas got names, you got this last name, you from this tribe. Man, look them people in their eyes and tell them that. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. That's not how that shit work. You want to know how we know that ain't true? Your mom and dad ain't got the same last name. How long that surname been in your family? And it's the thing, right? A lot of people don't look outside the box. I don't know who taught genealogy before I got here. I don't know who taught it. But I mean, everybody was doing genealogy. Woo! It was like when I went on TikTok, whenever that was, a year and a half ago or whatever. Man, there was so many people doing genealogy. I'm gonna do your genealogy. Man, you know how many people got fucked? Call it out, nigga. You niggas got scammed. Don't be emailing me. Don't DM me. This is not a clock that T channel, nigga. We ain't clocking no T. I'm not finna sit up here and be messy with you. I don't feel like this being messy if you feel like a nigga done ran down on you. I'm gonna be honest, man. I've been around, but I'm over here. You hear me? I don't know what nobody else have going on. But people will bring me stuff, man, and I'll let them know quick. I'll leave your ass on red, ask them. I can't help you. You should have hit me for you went to go spend the money with the nigga. Yeah, say nigga. Nigga, what the hell? What, you gonna hire me, nigga, for some help? Nah, nigga, don't come tell me the nigga done fucked over you down the block. Man, listen, man, pray about it. Pray about it. You should have called me first. This nigga say roots and legacy. Wait a minute. So you got the book? I see you out there in Jamaica riding horses. Tell my nigga I say what's up. Tell my nigga what's up, gang. Yeah, I see you out there on that horse. No, you ain't been on the horse. You just country for nothing. It's like you was a little scared. Yeah, I seen him. A nigga had his legs all in the air. He ain't gotta, keep his heels down on the horse. Okay. Yeah, that nigga out there riding with one hand. You out there holding on tight. You posing for the camera. I don't even think the goddamn horse was moving. Yeah, that horse was stationary. Yeah, she talking about I definitely was. Yeah, you country for nothing. Yeah, you just country for the land. Yeah, that's it. You just country from the land. Yeah, you's a goddamn Canadian. Yeah, you's a Canadian ass nigga out there scared of the horse. Horse say, man, get her up off me, man. This nigga back here, he's standing up on the horse and shit. Yeah, that nigga did push-ups on the back top of the motherfucking horse. You out there screaming and hollering. Man, go on take this little picture and get her up off this horse. Y'all ready to turn up? We finna turn up. He say, Top, what? Damn, who is that? Hey, Dub, I'm gonna answer the question, but erase the message. We don't need everybody in our business, right? So this is what we doing. That don't go to me. It go to the activities. I don't know if you was at the meeting, so that's why we didn't have it. We didn't put registration up until we had the meeting because I wanted to know what all y'all wanted to do. So once they told me, yeah, we doing this, we want to do this, we want to do this, and okay, that's how we came to it. So that is just to pay your way for where we going, because we're gonna have to have the tickets 2 weeks in advance. That's why I'm telling niggas no refund, because when I get them the Mexicans the money, they not man, nigga, they gonna have the motherfucking cartel. Yeah, we think we going to the pyramid. Nah, them Mexicans don't play about their money. So we gotta buy all that shit, gotta be bought up ahead so we can make sure we get our spot. And then we got, who was there with us, man? See, when we go to the club, bro, it's like $1,000 to get in, $1,200 to get in. What big check them at? I saw that lady walking check across the street. Look, they didn't even want to talk to me. Bitch just turned around like, man, I'm not even trying to talk to this nigga no more. They didn't grab my nigga sick. I'm like, man, I see him walking sick. He like, it's okay. No, it ain't, nigga. Listen, I'm trying to talk the bitch down to the ground. You hear me? Bitch, I'm trying to really get us in for free. We the party, because we left there and another club gave us wristbands just for us to come in. We ain't have to pay. But we went there, that bitch was jumping. And that's the day that lady squirted gold dust out of pussy on God. If y'all, tell me I'm lying. I got the shit on tape. Man, they moved the crowd. I think I was waiting on some drinks for somebody, and it's some stairs that's right there. That stairway lead to a strip club. Man, don't ask me how I know. They shoot dice and shit. You smoke weed and don't ask me how I know. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a damn good tour guide when we get down there. That's what I tell you, nigga. Yeah, man. The little bro got up there. Sherelle was in there. Big Rand was there. Rand, am I lying? Then the bitch squirt gold, 24 karat gold dust out of pussy. Am I lying? If I'm lying, I'm flying. Yeah. So nah, man, they want to ride ATVs. So that's what you're paying for. You're paying for the tour. Then we go private. We go private tour. So the tour, transportation, ATVs, and I think somebody wanted jet ski. Somebody said some shit about jet ski. I know no sellout and them went parasailing. I was in Florida this year, and the wind started picking up. You can see the waves coming in, and motherfucker parasailing, and the wind, they coming down. Ain't nothing they can do about it. I'm like, man, if they hit that water hard, and motherfucker just coming down slow, just coming down. And one of them kicking. She too light in the ass though. And coming down, they finally pulled on in the boat. I said, ooh, that little wind picked up. because the clouds was moving. Once the clouds cover up the sun, man, that wind was picking up. That shit was like a movie. And the clouds had went by and that sun came back out. And they was able to pull her in. But she was up there. Man, I'm scared of heights. I'm nigga putting me down. But yeah, man. So that's what it take care of though, dub. Yeah, scratch that out, man. We don't need niggas looking, especially a nigga that ain't coming. But yeah, that's for that registration is just to make sure that you got all your shit paid for. Cause I know you a real player. You been in the game. So you know, have you ever been to the club? Y'all ever been to the club? And the cleanest nigga in the car, right? Soon as y'all get up to the door, he tap you. Hey, let me hold 100 to get in this bitch. I ain't bring no money. What? Yeah, so registration is just for everybody to pay their way. So we don't get down there nigga talking about I got a headache. I'm just gonna lay down. Cause you know you ain't got the cake to come to the goddamn. So yeah, man. But after you pay registration and you get your room, everything is all inclusive. We don't spend no money. Shout out to Big Ren. Big Ren went and bought I mean it's for the matriarch, so he went and bought them cabanas and shit to lay out on. You know what I'm saying? That was some real big co-sidey shit right there. Yeah. But that type of shit. But once you pay that, you ain't gonna man, that shit is still put it cheaper. Our rooms costed more than this whole trip last year. Gang. Our rooms last year, just the rooms alone, costed more than the whole trip this year with registration, flight, hotel, everything. So yeah, I don't know if you got the what's column. Shout out to the bishop, man. Uncle in the building. He say Topcatz. Although black tie ain't no speed met in Puerto Rico, the real deal of fake. Damn, I say this. Them niggas sound when they start talking. Now, do they look like the real Tainos? Yeah. When they start talking, I say, man, them niggas from them niggas out from North America. Hey, I reposted it though. You know what I'm saying? I reposted it. But man, them niggas sound like they straight from them niggas sound like some FBAs. You hear me? Them niggas Cherokee Indians, man. Hey, I saw it. He was like, touch my hair. He was like, yeah, go on, pull it. So they looked the part. Now, I don't know. It probably be a situation, you know, mama from the States, you know, daddy side or other way around. You know what I'm saying? So they probably could, you know, be from the blood. But I say, man, them niggas better not bust out and talking about they know Washita MERS or no motherfucking Yamasi MERS or no shit like that. I'm just gonna follow that. I'm gonna leave the game. I'm gonna join the FBA. Y'all save me a seat at the table. Man, if them niggas that shit come back and them niggas out here talking about they the MERS or the Moors of the land, man, I'm joining the FBA. Cause I know it ain't no hope. Yeah, I know it ain't no hope. But yeah, man, them niggas start talking. I say, man, that nigga a Cherokee Indian, man. That nigga there. But hey, that shit look good. It got us some clicks. Since you're here, check it out. He laughing. No. Hey, you know, I ain't gonna bullshit you. I know that's why you asked me, cause you know I ain't finna do no capping for no nigga, man. Say that shit there, I don't know. It ain't touched my spirit like that. Off the top, soon as I shared it, you know. But off the top, in my heart, if you ask me, that nigga there from North Carolina or something motherfucking well, man. That nigga from Atlanta, Georgia or some shit. Probably done caught him one of them hoes on the internet. Look like them niggas had a whole coat out there. Cause I was trying to figure out what the old folk is. Y'all little too young. Now cause I don't know if Speed left with him. You know, because when he was in Africa, he fucking with the king daughters and the sons, but he talking to the king showing him around the elders and shit. You got this nigga here. I said, this nigga might be, I don't know him, but he probably be on some Nature Boy. Shit, cause Nature Boy had the feathers on and shit like that, man. Running dick in them niggas, talking about he vibrating on a high frequency so the AIDS don't get in the bloodstream or some shit like that. I don't know, man. He said, yeah, the bitch got AIDS. I'm gonna prove you it's fake. I'm finna go suck a pussy right now. I said, this nigga here out of control. Say, but look, check it out. Can I drop the link real quick? Get about 10 minutes. I want to get your thoughts on this South African and West African beef. This ain't nothing new. But they over there, they did them niggas like they did the Hebrew Israelites. Them way when them hey, them Hebrews went out there, the Purple Power Rangers went to West Africa kicking that shit, and them niggas threw dirt rocks and chased them niggas up out that motherfucker. Them niggas had on cargo army pants with no military training. Yeah, you know, most of the Hebrew population obese. So yeah, them niggas ran out. The niggas who got caught ran out of gas. Oh yeah, got caught. Them Africans, they barefooted. They still put their feet on them. African got hard feet, man. That shit feel like a steel toe boot, man. So yeah, them niggas beat shit out the Hebrews. Them South Africans got on their ass and chased them out of there. So we hear everybody, and you speak about this on your channel. This was the perfect. I've been waiting on some shit like this to kick off. This ain't nothing new. So right now, while people try to make FBA be the problem for saying, hold on, homie, we back up, nigga, who is you? Who is this nigga on side of me? When and they been xenophobic. How, nigga? This is my house. Man, there can't no nigga come in my house, man, kick his feet off and go in my ice box and all that, man. What the fuck you mean? Where they do that at? So now these West Africans went in South Africa, and I ain't gonna lie, they got us looking like some hoes because them niggas took off on them West Africans. Maybe they didn't set the blueprint, but I have always said South Africans and us in America are closer than we are to West Africans. I'm standing on it. I'm standing by it, not because I'm in love with a bitch from South Africa. That is true. But that ain't got nothing to do with how I feel about this situation. But what these Pan-African ass niggas at? What these pro-African niggas at? What these niggas that's talking about creating businesses in Africa? Nah, we can't let them make it. Nah, they been out here running around, popping that shit. Oh, we can't hate Africa. Oh, we could go do business and all this type of shit. Man, don't so all right, they fell out with us. Everybody talk about the diaspora wars. I kicked me some ass in the diaspora. I know I beat the funk off some of them niggas' ass. But now they got a problem with South Africa. Where are the Pan-Africans at now? You ain't got to be Afrocentric. I wouldn't give a fuck. Niggas saying, oh, well, I'm FBA, but I'm just saying we shouldn't cut off Africa. It looked to me like these West Africans are the problem. Yeah, so it ain't the niggas in America. Y'all can't go try to point the finger at Tariq or Bishop George Macon and say, oh, them, hey, roly-poly Martin, where your whole ass at? No neck ass nigga. Uncomfortable body built ass nigga. Come on out here, nigga. Why ain't nobody saying nothing? And who idea is it to keep inserting these West Africans into other populations of people, homie? It ain't mixing. Whose idea is this? Why they can't stay their ass at home? They need a curfew out there, and now Nigeria came out today and said he closing down all businesses and basically putting tariffs and sanctions on South Africa because they don't want to accept the West Africans. Oh, y'all done fucked up now. Because see, now it's Africa on Africa. Come, James Miles, What? Talk to James Miles, man. We need to hear from you. Nah, run that content. Cause see, y'all tried to make it like FBA was tripping and picking on y'all nigga. I always said FBA is an army. FBA an army. Without FBA, nigga, I would have never left and went to go do what I do. I couldn't have sat back and wrote my books and did all this shit. I would have been out there fighting. When they start fighting the Pan-Africans, oh man, let me fall back. But see, niggas ran and tried to play victim. Nigga fell on the ground and said somebody did something. It's the FBA niggas all Tariq and this and that. And they're a coat and all this type of shit here. Now it ain't. Now they ain't just pushing up on North America because Canada ain't said nothing. Canada housing. See, they don't have them saying nobody pushing back. Ain't nothing pushing back, but they edge up like Tory Lane shit in the back of his head. Yeah, them Canadian, black European ass niggas. So now it ain't the FBAs. So what do we say now that South Africans chase it? Hold on, let me get this out the way. Man, I want you to come up, man. I don't know if you heard them Indians over here, but they say, hey, man, we love when George Macon come. Y'all always have a great conversation. Yeah, I don't know if you caught that one. Let me get this shit out the way, because I'm starting to think they don't know how to fight. To be honest, how you let a nigga chase you down the street and call it xenophobia? Them South Africans ain't bullshit. Hey, maybe Judge Joe Brown was right. Judge Joe Brown said we pussy. Yeah, he did. He said we pussy. Why? He said because y'all done sit here and made a laundry list of what y'all saying motherfuckers are doing to y'all. Nigga, when you gonna get up and do something about it? You're like a motherfucker. These niggas are retreating. Now, this is not Iran versus Israel, nigga. This ain't the United States and Iran rumble in the motherfucking Mediterranean. This ain't that. This is African on African crime. You Kufi wearing, or dashiki wearing that Pan-African niggas. Well, you come on out and admit you niggas was wrong. Come on out and admit y'all was wrong, because see, this don't look good. This is worldwide news. Why this ain't on USA channel, CNN? Why y'all not covering this? Fox News, why y'all not covering this? And then when we say y'all niggas in bed with them people, signs, y'all back in DNA tests and all this shit here, y'all with it. Now check this out.
Xenophobia violence seems to be
spreading what happened. Among... Yeah, that nigga got on some felines. That nigga got on Grant Hill. Grant Hill ain't played in 30 years. That nigga got on a pair of Grant Hills. I remember them. I was in elementary. Yeah, that nigga just tried to drop kick that whole ass nigga. Oh, yeah, these niggas make me feel like, oh, I really damn near don't even want to watch it. Yeah, this how they treat first and second gens. Bitch, you ain't finna just come over here.
Xenophobia violence seems to be spreading among foreign nationals here.
Bitch,
in Germiston, east of
picture. Y'all going to motherfucking Cuba and Colombia looking for pictures. You niggas start looking in South Africa. You saw that nigga through that rock. Yeah, that was a motherfucking slider, man. That nigga, a curveball with a slider on that motherfucker.
Johannesburg, most shopkeepers from countries like Ethiopia, Somalia, and other parts of Africa have closed their businesses in anticipation of looting.
As you can see here, the police are protecting properties, businesses, shops that belong to African migrants. They said that they were attacked last night precisely because they are not South Africans.
I'm worried. I'm scared. I know how to protect myself because most of us here, we are citizens already.
What are you doing?
At least 5 people were killed, including 2 South Africans, since the violence began.
He running, just fall on the ground, nigga, and burn. What is that burning on the ground? Is that a corpse? This nigga got on the Adidas jacket, Run DNC era. They don't even make them no more.
Weak. Locals who are behind the rioting have said foreign nationals
are
taking their jobs and opportunities.
We need a relationship with Africans. Where y'all at, fam? South African been standing on business. We got to get them their card. Let's go back to the 90s, the apartheid. What happened then? Same thing. In West Africa, they put them West African there, they ran them up out of there. This ain't Sudan. Nigga, this ain't North and South Sudan. Them South Africans got that American blood in them, I'm telling you. They on go. Fuck the government, fuck the police. Them niggas got down on them in front of the laws with the news station that's out there, bitch.
In the eastern coastal city of Durban, a march began by some 10,000 South Africans.
They paying y'all. Say no to this is they didn't send that bag over there. Not UNESCO. You them niggas send that bag over there. They protested. That shit ain't going. You heard that nigga say, I'm scared. I'm scared. They hit hard. We West Africa, yeah, we got big muscles. We got good genes, but you know, we ain't got no chin. The nigga put us to sleep. That's why all them African fighters, they hit hard, they'll knock your ass out if they land. But as soon as you tap them on their chin, they going night-night.
Who are calling for an end to the attacks.
Yeah.
The Chatsworth sports field south of Durban has been turned into a makeshift refugee camp.
These niggas out here living in refugee camp. Fam, just go home. Why they don't want to go home? Just go home, man. You don't let niggas kick on, beat all on you, kick on. You got the babies out here and this shit. Man, just go home. Pick up. What's so hard about picking up and going home? Hey, hold on. Let me get that down there, man. Oh, look out, Unc, man, if you still in the building, man. And I need you to run some content on this. Hey, the link down there, that's for Bishop, man, if Unc's still down there. Oh, man, that West African said, I'm scared. He said, I know how to protect myself, but damn, nigga, it's too many of them. See, these niggas out here getting attitudes with us. We sitting here arguing back and forth with them. That nigga tried to kick that nigga with some man, what was that good 3-point shooting ass nigga name? Played for Seattle back in the game. They had the raindrops on. They called him the Rain Man or some shit. Man, oh man, what's going on, man?
What's going on?
Hey, hey, boy, y'all don't need Johnny Cochran or nobody, nigga. Hey, man, we done found the loophole that they had to get out of NBA. Yeah, this is it.
We've been calling it. We've been calling it that this foolishness now for some time now, though. But them Pan Africans ain't gonna talk about this, man, because we're not supposed to have a cultural identity. We supposed to be flat black, and anybody we just an open door where everybody can just come in the house and put their feet up.
Yeah, fuck that.
And that's just what they do, right? And when you notice like how we try to self-identify, but all those groups self-identify. We're the only group that can't.
They can't, yeah.
Yeah, we can't have an identity. So we was taught when you went to Africa when we was young, all of it, especially here on the East Coast, we all was on some 90% of people was on Pan-African tip. We was all Malcolm X and Martin Delaney, and we was all under those teachings. So we thought Africa was this utopia. I never knew that if you flew from Ghana to South Africa, you was a foreigner until I started doing some digging and some studying and saying, well, wait a minute. They already separated.
Yeah,
you a foreigner? Oh, man. And then I found out that nobody liked Nigerians because Nigerian was the gangsters of Africa. They smack everybody up.
Yeah.
Bang your chick.
They the European. That's what they call them out there, European. I swear, when I was in Dubai, man, if I walk up to a girl, they be like, hey, where you from? West? Mm-hmm. And when they say West, Nigeria, if you from Nigeria, they finna bounce out unless they are Nigerian. No other African groups like Nigerians. Oh. And I'm trying to figure out why the Pan-Africans don't ever tell us that. Why y'all ain't tell us that?
I'll give you a secret. You know this. You already know this.
No, there's some people out there. I probably don't. And there's some people out here that don't.
See, this where it gets spooky. Because a lot of them go by the DNA test and they go by all that. And they always say that our ancestry come from that Biafra area. which is in central Nigeria.
Yeah.
So on that DNA, 90% of us got a large portion of Nigerian DNA. So they, you know, they don't go after the Nigerians because we supposed to be our ancestry comes from there for the most part.
We most of us Nigerian and Cameroon and shit.
Yeah, we Nigerian and we come from that Biafra area during the Biafra wars. So we come from like that region and those people. So they're not gonna go if they Pan African, they're not gonna go against their people.
Hey, do this make them look like hypocrites though?
Yes, but check it out. Dig the move though. I remember being young and being taught that like Nigerians, you know, Nigerians, they real flashy. You know, they always flashing money, driving the cars, they loud, they got the women, you know, they'll smack you around, they big muscular, and they used to always teach us that we the same. We got the like Black Americans, Nigeria got the same swag, the same style. But when you start educating yourself, you start saying, man, get the F out of here, man. No, man, but they taught us that though.
Yeah.
Because Nigerians is you know, all the women around Africa love the Nigerians because they flashy, they loud, they criminals. You know what I mean? You know, they get that money, they do all kinds of wild stuff. And they come to your country. And they was up in Spain and Italy taking fighting with the mob.
Hey, they do got that money though, I don't know where they get it from.
And they with the shit. Now them Nigerians don't.
I told a story. I got my hair cut on my birthday. I go in there, my barber not there, but so me on my black pride shit. I go to the only black nigga in there. He from Nigeria. Nigga cut my hair. I said, hey man, just do me an all even. He tried to taper me. So I jump out the chair, bitch ass nigga, what I told you. I looked in his eye, killed a few people. Yeah, but it was finna go down. I knew I was finna have to scratch with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, them Nigerians don't play, bro.
He ain't back down. I saw it in his eye. That nigga was a child soldier.
Yeah, wherever you go in Togo, I just put the video up the other day. They getting kicked out of Togo. They getting kicked out of Kenya. They getting kicked out of Cameroon. All the countries. They say they come here selling dope. They banging all the women.
They got that. They got the money too. I ain't gonna lie. Them Nigerians.
Yeah, them Nigerians, man, Nigerians ain't no joke.
Man,
and they try to say that you know, our ancestry come from that region. That's why they don't go after me, and I was taught that. Like we was taught that. So, but the thing is, man, it's all a crock of crap, man. It's all a crock of crap. Like we influence the world. It's just that they are who they are over there in that continent. But the thing is, we are similar in some instances to South Africans because we have similar stories. That's all. As opposed to
I'm gonna show the food, their women. Look how they women dress. Look how they are probably Kenya too. Kenya very Western too, but South Africa, most of them speak English. How they women dress, how they do their hair.
The same people that came here and did what they did here is the same people that went there.
There you go. The
same people.
The 1600s, the Huguenots went to South Africa.
Yeah, 1653. And you know, all up around that 16. They was in there from like 1653 all the way up to 1834.
Right, and so they was coming from here. So even like Philadelphia, they had a lot of people leave from that area, Boston, Rhode Island, and go down to South Africa. This 1700s. They've been going back and forth.
Yeah.
So yeah, they got a lot of their coaches westernized. Like West African beaches, they got trash all up and down. They don't want to clean up. Mm-hmm. South African streets clean. They got hospitals, running water, gated communities,
right. and their music, like South African, and their music is good. Like I like South African music because of what the energy or the pain that it was created from. It's a similar story.
And they dance, how they women dance and everything, man. They motherfuckers, man.
They just speak a different language, but it's a similar story. And what happens is when a lot of them come to the States, that's just my opinion for me and my experiences. It's maybe 2 or 3 African countries that when they come here, it's easier for them to integrate with us more than any other African groups, and it's Liberians, Sierra Leoneans, and South Africans. South Africans because they can self-identify because of what they went through from 1653 to 1854 and then apartheid. They can identify because of the same people. When you deal me here on the East Coast corridor, Liberians speak the language, and a lot of Liberians got ancestry that left here that went there.
Right.
So they got a lot of family that's from here.
Right.
And the same with Sierra Leoneans. So a lot of them, like I met a girl that was from Sierra Leone. Her ancestry started in South Carolina.
Yeah, the first president of Liberia, his one of his descendants in here, Geechee, that's his grandpa. One of his great grandpas. Because they left here and went over there to do Robert. Geechee, where you at? I can't think his last name.
Hey, she told me, she was like, I'm FBA too. I was like, no, you ain't your ass from Sierra Leone. Telling me about her family. And she was like, I think her third great grandfather, somebody, he was from South Carolina. And he was their family, some of their family went back, some stayed. And she was, she was talking. I was like, damn. But it made me think like, damn, I'm thinking stupid. I forgot they created Freetown with the people that was in the Carolinas and stuff like that. And some of them went to Canada.
North Carolina, Daniel Coker, he took the AME church there. And so he was from North Carolina. He's the father of the Creoles.
So she told me, we be out in the park, we all be working out, and to nowadays, a lot of Africans stay separate from us. And I was like, why are you always around us? She was like, because I'm one of y'all. And I was like, what? I was like, you from Sierra Leone? She said, man, my people started here. And, she was just telling the story. I was like, oh, okay.
Hey, there you go right there. Joseph Jenkins Roberts. He said, that's my uncle, not my grandpa. Okay, that's his uncle. Yeah, so watch this here. Tell me this. So about the apartheid, because we was young. So what do you remember about the apartheid era at that time?
Well, it started in 1948. It was sort of
in the 90s. Was it the late 80s and the 90s?
Oh, well, when it was still going on before they abolished it.
Right.
It was just like Jim Crow. Similar to Jim Crow South, like they ain't had no rights. They ain't had no rights. They was out there killing South Africans, man. South Africans was fighting back too, though. They was gang warring and fighting back. Mandela and them was fighting. Mandela could have been got out of jail a long time ago, but they was telling them, you got to tell the people to stand down because they was one thing about them. They was fighting the whole time.
What's that movie? Serafina, or some shit like that. Yeah.
So they was fighting the same way we was fighting. Like it wasn't no. They didn't. South Africans didn't lay down, man. They been gang war. I don't like what the ANC turned into.
Yeah,
but early on, no, they was rumbling for their freedom, man. When you understand the story and understand the story of apartheid, but the black codes and Jim Crow and all that kind of stuff, they implemented the same thing there. They just had a different name for it. They just had apartheid. Because that's where I always say, like when I be asking you, like, well, if blacks was in power, at what point did this white man get in charge and start kicking us in the ass? Like who gave him the power?
Right.
When we see pictures of our grandparents in the South getting beat the hell up, and in Chicago in the 30s, getting off buses, getting beat up, at what point did this white man get in power?
Man, it was because we know the pastors was the KKK Protestants and Baptists. So the pastors and the Masons always, because they the only ones that can get you out. The sheriff lock you up on some bogus charges. The pastor got to come around there and come get you out of jail. He ain't no lawyer. You know what I'm saying? So let me ask you the $1 million question. Because right now it's looking real bad for all of them people that jumped out there on FBA and tried to say y'all was picking on or bullying on Africans. Roland Morton holding pounders on this show, talking about this shit gotta stop. Mad because they ain't getting the Democratic vote no more. Yeah. So the $1 million question: who is using these West Africans and implanting them into other people's homes and cultures?
Well, I tell you the Democratic strategy that failed, and it's failing miserably. The Democratic strategy was after Civil Rights Act of '64. The white man told I ain't giving you niggas nothing else. We gave you civil rights. Eisenhower signed the Civil Rights Act of '57. LBJ signed these acts and the Voting Rights Act and all that. You niggas get nothing else. So when the Democrats tried to get bills pushed on the House floor and through the Senate, they couldn't, because they was getting a lot of white senators and people in the House, even if they were sympathetic towards our plight, they wasn't going to vote on behalf of reparations or not an anti-lynching bill, but a bill that would protect Black Americans, right? That would protect our image. They would never vote for that because they didn't want to lose their voting block, because they know that the majority of even liberal whites are not going to vote for you to get reparations, and they're not going to vote for you to become a protected class. They'll come out and march with you. I
don't mean to break your wisdom, but Al Sharpton tried to use that when the guy came up and told him, y'all ain't getting our vote unless we get our check. Al Sharpton say, if we not here, who gonna get it for y'all? Yeah. Nigga, y'all been there 60 years plus.
Right. So this is the key. This is the key. This is the quiet. I'll say the quiet part out loud, what they're not saying. The problem is you had some Black Democrats that was riders, that was fighting to get things done, but they couldn't. So this is what they did, Todd. Their strategy was, and they tried it 100 years ago. And A. Philip Randolph and them called them out. A. Philip Randolph was a restrictionist, and he said, "Oh, get them goddamn West Indians out of here. They come in here interfering with our jobs, siding with white folks against us, and they don't want to become Americans. We're Americans, man. We pay taxes. We on the books. We fighting to get this thing done." So that's why they got Garvey to fuck about it. They told Garvey he got the skedaddle, you got the road. Right? They he had the skedaddle, right? So that's the catalyst. So what happened was, as time went on, we were Republicans, right? I'm gonna give you the timeline. We were Republicans. Once FDR came in with the New Deal in the 30s, we shifted back over to Democrat because they had programs and stuff for us.
There you go, welfare. Go on,
they had programs. So we were voting with them, and then we shifted back again over with Eisenhower because he signed the Civil Rights Act of '57. But then Barry Goldwater and the Republicans start acting goofy. So LBJ was a staunch racist, but he saw what they did, what Eisenhower did. So he signed the Civil Rights Act. So we shifted back over. But once he
not only that, he signed the act that brought over Africans.
Yeah, the Immigration Act, the Immigration Act, the Voting Rights Act. He signed all those things, right? But after that, see, remember, this is the key. None of those acts were specifically for Black Americans. It was for POC, people of color, and when you read those acts and those amendments, none of those amendments were strictly for Black Americans.
Nah, you got white folks in there, you got the LBGG,
everybody in that job. So even when Trump said, we know what that 14th Amendment was for. No, it wasn't, because we know what it was for, but the white man is very crafty. When he wrote it, he didn't say for Negroes or former slaves. He had for people within the jurisdiction thereof. So that's everybody.
See, when they say that, the reason why they say that, because like Trump said too, and this is another senator that made a good point. He said, check the date.
Yes.
All we got to do is go by the date. What was going on in America at the time?
Listen, Top. I'm with you 1,000%. But what they're doing is they're going by the way it was written. So now the Democrats,
another court. See, that was the law. Another court came out. Trump. He can only say what could go down in his state, but he can lose federal funding for that, because federally, this has been put out. The 14th and the 13th Amendment is together. 13th Amendment to abolish slavery,
Yes.
And the 14th Amendment was to give them citizenship if they wanted. Now, it's only two parties that play in that.
Yes.
That's the Indians, the non-reservational Indians. If you non-reservational, then you outside of the jurisdiction of the United States. So that's how we know it was for Indians. The only people in the world that was chattel slavery was on that took the same as their mom or the baby father, the belly law. That only is Indians. Nobody. John Henry Clark said nobody. Africa had indentured servitude. Europeans had indentured servitude. The coolie trade, indentured servitude. The only people that ever had chattel slave put on them was in America, domestic slave trade. So that would have been the American Indians. And that's why it's hard to find. You can find a male name, your maternal line, but they'll say we don't know his wife's name or there's not much information on the wife. That's
I'm with you, right? But see, when you read like when they ratified the 14th Amendment, and it says the 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution granted citizenship to all persons born or naturalized in the U.S., including former enslaved people, and guaranteed equal protection and due process under the law, right?
Yeah.
We know who it was for, but what the Democrats is doing is they using that where it says granted citizenships to all persons born
there you go
or naturalized. So what happened was we got fleeced because they worded it wrong. It should have been for the people that was here. Right. Not
it did like Trump. I think somebody even said it over there. That don't mean people that want to come in, because now even if you from somewhere and you have a baby in America, your baby can't be.
Well, now stay right there. Now stay there. Now this is where I'm going. This is the Democratic strategy. Now what they did was this part right here where it says granted citizenships to all persons born or naturalized. So what the immigrants start doing was they used that go real quick, spread them cheeks, get pregnant, have a baby, right? So they get pregnant right away. So they start using that. So what the Democrats did was, once the Democrats found out that after 64 they couldn't get bills passed unless it was anything bipartisan for the most part, where they couldn't get nothing passed that was substantial for the black community, their strategy was to now start supporting immigrants. Bring in as many immigrants as you can and have immigrants sympathetic towards our plight, where we can create a larger voting bloc and control districts. The problem is that strategy failed because the Latinos got their numbers up, and the Latinos, Hispanics are saying, man, fuck them niggas. We ain't got to cater to none of that. We doing us. It's more of us than them anyway. We a larger voting bloc. Dr. Claude Anderson warned us in 1995 about that. And now the Asians is coming up. And he said they're going to outnumber you. They're going to become a larger voting bloc. And this is why what happens is the Democrats are not catering to nothing black Americans want, because they need these immigrants as a larger voting bloc to get things passed, because they can't get nothing passed through the Senate. That's why those bills been on the floor for 40, 50 years. So instead of them coming out and telling the truth and saying, listen, our strategy failed, we apologize. Their strategy is now to see FBAs and natives and all of our people, man, y'all some idiots. Shut up, dummies, because they can't admit that they failed. They can't admit that they were wrong. All they had to do was come out and say, listen, man, we've been fighting, man.
Hey, y'all, tap that like button. Tap that like button.
All they had to do was
I don't know if somebody probably trying to call him.
Okay. And see,
if you can hear me, you froze.
Oh, shoot, I froze?
Nah, you good now. You good. You back.
Okay. They would have been better off coming out and just being honest and saying, listen, man, ever since Reparations Ray, who inspired John Conyers to put that reparations bill on the Congress floor, man, we've been getting stonewalled, man, on the House floor, in the Congress. We've been getting stonewalled. So we tried this strategy of bringing in immigrants, man, but they come here, they're not friendly towards us. We got to try to find a new strategy.
Voted for Trump.
Instead of them trying to make friends with the grassroots, they alienate us.
There you go.
But they did the same thing in the 60s. They did the same thing in the 60s during the Black Power Revolution. They did the same thing. It's the same strategy. And that's why they fell in, because the Hispanic population, they don't need us. They don't need us. Stop.
And they don't spend money like we do. That's why everything closed. They tried to blame it on the after the effect of the pandemic. No, after the pandemic and online shopping, no. Immigrants do not spend money like we do. That's why you could drive down huge business areas in Houston, all that shit boarded up. Because they gentrification. They moved us out, brought these immigrants in. Them immigrants keep the money in, send that shit back to their hometown.
Hey, Ty, I'm gonna keep it real
Send
with
it back
you,
to
man.
their country.
Black Philadelphia is done, bro. It's a wrap.
I mean, Detroit, Chicago, down here, Atlanta, like they're attacking the wealth in all of the major cities where we mostly populate. And like you said, it backfired on them. Because Judge Joe Brown even said, well, y'all have people representing y'all that don't have y'all interests at heart. He said the leader over the reparations, he said, you know what, y'all won't get reparations? It's a white man in the wheelchair, LBGG nigga out of Tennessee, who is over it. He don't give a fuck about niggas. And then they got all of these people with Ireland, West Indies ancestry and all this type of shit here that's sitting on the board with him. So he like, they don't have y'all interests.
Because they can't. What happened was they couldn't have our interests because they couldn't get anything done. So their strategy was to create POC. So what they did was they took that 14th, 15th Amendment and they created POC in a minority coalition. The only people that practice minority coalition are blacks. You live in Texas. Mexicans don't practice no freaking minority coalition.
And they trying to make it like it's so now it is, but nah, man, takes and look, I want to say this here too. You know why they really running from that? They got the answers for the 14th and the 13th Amendment. They know what their birthright citizenship really about. You know why they really can't push it as hard as they want to? Because they're to take out the white folks that came here through Ellis Island in the Homestead Act.
Of course.
It will affect white folks in America more than it affect these immigrants that are here now.
Of course.
So they can't say it out loud. They can tell you a little bit just to try to get, the illegals that's coming in now, but their ass is illegal or illegals. Because a lot of them then start coming to after that law was created. Even Trump ancestry. Remember, they brought them. There you go. Some of them people come here 20th century.
But see, the thing is, we're screwed, right? East Coast corridor, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, Jersey,
York, Boston, Jersey,
New York City, Boston. When you walk through Philadelphia right now, just West Philly, something that was a black enclave, just all black. Bro, you see Mexicans and Guatemalans everywhere. This is the thing.
Man, don't tell me that.
Listen,
when I went to DC, I saw that.
If you was up here and you was in a car with me, I could drive you right around the corner. You'll see about 200 Mexicans in a circle playing soccer, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, right now, they stay to themselves. Right now. They stay to themselves. And
that ain't give them 2 years.
No, I'm gonna tell you. That's in West Philly. But down South Philly, down on the south side of South Philly, they control the whole thing. They brought the 9th Street Market. You go down there, they got Mexican shops. You can tell they got the dope boys down there because they down there in them cars with the lights under them, driving them fast cars. When we go out to the park now, they be out there 30, 40 deep, Mexicans on them jet skis in the damn lake.
Man, how the hell a Mexican get all the way to Philadelphia?
Bro, I'm trying to tell you. This the key. They let over 20 million undocumented. So let's just do some numbers.
Ooh,
let's just say the Trump administration get rid of 5 million. And the next 10 years, that 15 million gonna have babies.
Multiply. Yeah.
They're gonna have babies and multiply. We fucked. It's too late. Dr. Claude Anderson warned us 30 years ago. It's too late, bro. We gonna have to fix. And remember that video when Joe Biden said by 2050 we all gonna be speaking Spanish?
Right. Yeah. See, look, when I was in elementary school, they was prepping us, telling us that we were gonna have to speak Spanish, learn Spanish, or we wouldn't have a job in 10 years. When we get out of in elementary, they taught us in Texas, in black ass Houston, that in all of our janitors to the cooks on the lunch ladies to the teachers, the principal, everybody looked like us. But they told us that by the time we graduate, we need to be fluent in Spanish or we won't be able to find a job here.
But this thing was already in practice. If you go back to 1980, during the Reagan administration, during Reagan, it was Reagan and Bush when they was arguing over immigration. Remember, that was the year they let the most in the history up until now. They had let 10 million in at that time, right? And that's when the Latinos begin to multiply, and they begin to multiply in California. Because remember, at one point, blacks, South Central, all that was black.
Right, yeah.
After going towards the 80s, as the 80s progressed, because they let 10 million undocumented in, they had babies, bro. And by 1990, man, them communities started to turn it more Mexican. Now,
man, I never even really looked at it like that either.
Yeah, go back
we learn y'all through Hollywood, through films and shit, New Jersey Drive and you know, boys New Jack City, and you know, just all of the movies are based off East Coast. So we want to hoop like y'all niggas. We got on headbands and shit like y'all. You know what I'm saying? Then we got to California.
You know what's funny when you say that though? It's funny because it's the other way around for us up here, and the reason why, because we live up here and we got all that swag, right? But most of our families are from the South, so we come down the South during the summers and for family reunions and shit like that. So while y'all was down there, emulating.
No, we really was, bro. That's what. Yeah, we had our own type, but niggas didn't want to be country. Country wasn't cool. Man, we trying to be like them. We trying to rap like them niggas. All that shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, but the funny thing was though, the funny thing was we used to like to come down the South though and shit. But you know, for a while and go back home.
Juice, Sunset Park, all of that shit, man. Nigga wanted to walk through the projects in New York and shit like that. That's why I went to Philly, man. I swear, out of everywhere I went, bro, that was the place that changed everything for me. That's what made me say, all right, I'm finna go to London. That's what made me say, all right, I'm finna do the whole 13 colonies.
Well, when you came to Philly?
Philly, man, that was
the way it's built. It's built like the colonies,
Man, that changed it, man. That changed my whole perspective.
Philly and Boston is built like London. Philly and Boston.
Man, Boston, when I came from London, I had to come back through Boston. And I ain't get to stay long. That's one place I wish I would. Both of them.
Yeah,
Philly and Boston. I wish I would have had more time there. And they had a motherfucking Red Sox baseball game that day. So just to see the pride, how many people, the kids on the train getting drunk, then the motherfucker, they back there smoking and drinking. White kids. Man, these Ivy League students.
You know what's crazy? The one thing that I'm more anxious of, because on the East Coast, well, here in Philly, like we don't fight with Puerto Ricans. We get along with Puerto Ricans good. Like we don't be this no gang war.
Texas and the Mexicans. That's how we.
But I don't know how that shit gonna be by 2040.
Look at California. I guess we can look at California, because right now in California, them niggas are populating them. Because they won't even play the music. Vegas.
Puerto Ricans identify with us a lot, right? But once more Hispanics start coming here and they start clicking up with from a Hispanic, but they start clicking up with other Hispanics, it ain't gonna be the same. It ain't gonna be the same, and that's what's going. But we was warned this, man. Dr. Darity told us this, man. Dr. Claude Anderson told us this, and the Democrats didn't listen, man. But the Democratic strategy was minority coalition.
And you know, I asked Judge Joe Brown, I'm like, they only want to bring them here for the voting, because if we go back to 65, the whole reason that the Klan was created was to discourage voters in the South, because the Union coming from up north didn't have the numbers to compete at the polls. So they start making you have to pay, do literacy tests, all of these type of things they brought in the game to try to stop them. So the red league, the white shirt, the white league, the red shirts, the Klan, all of these were created not because you color your skin, but to stop the voting because they couldn't compete. So they brought in the foreigners, and it's a case on that the Senate brought up because they was doing migrations even through the Homestead Act when they brought them in. They understood it was called controlled migration for political power.
This the Europeans, right?
These were niggas though.
Okay.
Yeah, so even the people that was paying for it was coming out of Philly and Connecticut, Boston, like those places you just named. So ADOS was a entity that paid for people to come through the Homestead Act. Eastern Europeans, they brought them over here.
Yeah, that's
that was
okay.
The program they had back in the game. So yeah, that was in the 1800s. So yeah,
that's why the majority of whites in this country are of German descent.
Yeah, and Polish and shit like that. Yeah,
we got whole German towns, and then every East Coast and Midwest city is a German town.
But see, them was us, like Philly. Philly was heavy populated with the Germans.
Yes.
But they was back then. Benjamin Franklin right there in Philadelphia wrote that the Swedes, the Germans, the Italians, the Spaniards, the Danes, the English, the Scots, all of them was dark-skinned people. Benjamin Franklin wrote 1777 in Philadelphia.
Well, I know one thing.
Philadelphia is like what Israel is to the U.S. Philadelphia is that to the U.S.
Well, Philadelphia
not no more, maybe, but
not now. But it was also the first Black Renaissance before Harlem. This was the place.
That's where the white, the goddamn state. What was it? State capital.
Everything was
New York
here.
Like to try to throw their head in there.
Yeah, everything was here.
But Philadelphia, man.
All of the important Black folks that was getting shit moved around was here first. Before they shifted to New York, when they had the first Black congressional meetings here for the riots that was going on in Ohio.
Everything.
They started
if Philadelphia don't stamp it, it don't go.
Yeah,
that's colonial history.
But that's why Philadelphia is so racist. I'm gonna tell you how Philadelphia is. Philadelphia was one of the most racially segregated cities in America. The whites was racist as hell, but the Boule blacks was just as racist as the whites.
And the Boule was created where?
Right here by him
in Philadelphia.
Henry Minton, 1896, right here. Henry Minton and the boy.
In Philadelphia, what I'm saying, every law that came out of, if Philadelphia didn't stamp it, they didn't give a fuck about Boston. And Boston is the poster child. New York and Boston is the poster child of America. But Philadelphia ran America. That ran the Northeast and that 13 colony corridor with an iron fist.
Yeah, for a long time. But even when you come in now, Philadelphia is like three cities. It's white folks, it's the bougie blacks, and then the hood. Like when they show you Philly can be so violent and everything. Bro, you got a lot of bougie millionaire Black people here, bro, but they don't intermingle with us.
There you go.
They don't intermingle with us. When you
go
downtown,
they call it old money. What they say, they come from old money.
Jack and Jill, all that's here. They live out in the main. Our main line was one of the richest main lines in America, like top three.
Damn right. And hey, watch this here. Let's talk about what a lot of people scared to talk about. The Philadelphia experiment.
Oh shit.
Yeah. The Philadelphia experience, what W.E.B. Du Bois did, and the Philadelphia experience came in, and because like you said, all the wealth, they was like you said, bougie, but everybody was bougie because that was just how they carried themselves. Everybody had it like that.
We had
that was Philadelphia,
and all them was millionaires, man.
That's the richest niggas in their eras.
They was richer than white folks, bro.
When no white folks out there could compete with niggas.
James Ford and them was millionaires, man.
They owned all the shipyards, everything. They ran everything. Ain't no white folks.
But they still around. That's what I'm saying. They still around.
Yeah. They generations are still there. But see, when the Philadelphia experiment came, that's how they broke them, because they learned their strengths, their weaknesses. W.E. Du Bois wrote all of it down. And that's why them white folks love him so much. But yeah, he went there. He came to Tulsa 60 days before Tulsa burned down. He was there with the African Brotherhood with Cecil out of Harlem. He from the West Indies, but he came to Harlem. And yeah, W. Du Bois came there. Shit, that was in the papers. And then he showed up on the scene like he was gonna speak for him. Every person that was lynched for a large amount of land, W. Du Bois was sitting down there. So when he went to Philadelphia for the Philadelphia experiment, that was the process of them starting to try to break them down. And you know, a lot of people out of Philadelphia got drafted to the wars. We can't duck that one neither. They did that purposely. Drafted a lot of them people. I watched the video on the Veterans channel, and this guy, he was from Philadelphia, and he talked about how when they graduated, all of them got drafted. His whole little crew got drafted, went to Vietnam. He was the only one that came back. That type of shit.
Man, so, we had, bro, I'm telling you, we had people like Stephen Smith. He was one of the in the 1800s. He in Philadelphia is one of the richest men in America. He's black from Philadelphia. You had Joseph Casey, Robert Purvis. Man, all these dudes were super rich, man.
And you know, Robert, you know, the Purvis brothers married. You just brought him up. Fortin daughters. Fortin had 2 daughters. Both his daughters married the Fortin brothers out of South Carolina. But see, that bloodline go to Philly because Philly and South Carolina bloodline go hand in hand. The Allen family, the Boone family, the Prince family. Man, I can go on and on, but those same families were up there in Philadelphia as well.
Yeah, he had white
the Rouse family. Yeah, all of those.
In the 1840s, man, he had white people working for him, man. 1830s, all throughout the 1820s, he had white people working for him.
Yeah. Now
all of them. And Steve Smith, he owned the lumber yards. He was a coal merchant. He had white people working in the coal mines, man.
Yeah, they had a guy like McKee. McKee? It's a place that they call McKee Rock. You ever heard of that? McKee Rock.
It's to sound familiar.
You got what is it? Allentown. You got Mount Airy or something like that.
Yeah,
Mount Airy or something.
Mount Airy's in Philly. Mount Airy's in Philly. That's up by North Philly. Allentown, like 50 miles away from here. It's all Allentown done turned all Puerto Rican now.
And you know that's Richard Allen family. Yeah, so like man, the sister Sweet Further, she's from Philly. She was talking about how they had old houses there. They had you can go there and visit all of those houses, like Fort Nim House, Benjamin Chew Nim House, the Chew family, and they had these different family houses set up. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, they was funding these people here. They was funding the Underground Railroad.
All of them was in it.
Money.
You had to go to Philadelphia to man, what was that nigga name that was running?
They had to.
He ran it out of Philadelphia, but see, that's how Harriet Tubman or Araminta Rouse. That's how she come in the story. She was in Philadelphia. She going to Delaware and Philadelphia, and all of that was that area. That had nothing to do with the South. But in history, when we hear Underground Railroad, we automatically think the South because the South always was supposed to be in the slavery.
Yeah, they don't bring up Ohio and Philly.
Because everything started up there before it started down here.
In Ohio, if I'm not mistaken.
They crushed Ohio, but because Ohio was Ohio was like a Texas to them. Ohio was so big they could be self-sufficient because of their geographic where they sit it, and they were in the interior. So yeah, it was hard to get to them, but they got the Great Lakes. You got the Mississippi breaking off right there to them too. So yeah, they could have been. And then after it, they put General Hopewell after the Civil War. That's really when they got it and started breaking it down. But you had the Ohio Company. That's where it came from. And they started doing the land lotteries there.
Yeah, Ohio had a lot of affluent black people there. That's why they kicked up dust. We had to have the black congressional meeting because they was having the riots. Well, let me see. Was it the hold on. What year was that?
Ohio, Cleveland, Cincinnati, man, all of those areas.
Anti-race riots, 1829, 1836, 1841. They was having all those riots, and then we had the congressional meeting there because black people was doing good, and we was taking jobs from white folks. So white folks couldn't get. We was over there kicking up dust, man, getting money. They don't tell that story though.
But see, and really like the 1800s is like blank for us, really. Mm-hmm. When they talk about it, only part we'll get is after the Civil War Reconstruction.
They keep making all these damn shots, man. These fucking Knicks, man. Oh, I thought this the fucking game.
Hey, man, Embiid, right, man. He started the Royal Rumble, man.
Goddamn.
They had
a goddamn shot.
Man, Embiid, they got Embiid. Embiid ain't playing
like he the reincarnated Michael Jordan or some fucking body. We can't make a fucking shot.
Man, y'all need Embiid out there, man.
Man, this motherfucker, he playing like Isaiah Thomas.
But that's a rivalry that's been going on forever too. Yeah, so man. Yeah, them be like big energy rituals. That shit, y'all fans are different than our fans. Oh yeah. We'll watch this shit at the highs, man. Y'all bring the whole city out.
Damn. Yeah. Get it? No, the way how y'all are with football is how we are with basketball. We still missing. Man, we done missed like 4 fucking shots in a row.
Man, we lost to the Lakers. I can't say nothing. Houston lost to the Lakers, man. Yeah, I can't say nothing.
How y'all are with football down there is how the East Coast.
Oh yeah, that's religion. Football in Texas is a religion.
Hell yeah, man.
It's a religion. The Louisiana boys, Mississippi boy, the SEC, the whole SEC.
It's from the Carolinas. That's from the Carolinas back to California.
There you go. That's the SEC.
That's man. Football, man.
That's that. Hey, shit. Football, baseball. We grew up on baseball real big down here too.
Shit, yeah. Them damn Texas boys, man. I remember when I was locked up. I was at a place called Glen Mills back in the day, juvenile facility. They had kids from all over the country. I remember the boy Lamont Mitchell. That nigga was from Houston. Man,
I got some Mitchells. My family, the Mitchells.
Yeah, he was our running back. Man, that nigga
was than a motherfucker. Huh?
He was catching alley-oop, backward dunks and shit, doing Dominique Wilkins windmills. He was 17 like all of us, but he was like 6'3", 220. Coming from that, a big cornbread.
Cornbread. There you go.
And I remember we played we played the Bulldogs. They was the #1 team in the nation from Western PA. They had Ron Powers. And I remember he was 6'4", like 200 pounds. He ran me over too. I'd never forget that. I played cornerback on that team, the Battling Bulls, 1992-93. Man, Mitchell went out there, man. We got crushed by them 42-3 the first year. Man, he went out there. He ran for 237 yards on the ball.
Y'all can't let him do that. Y'all can't let him do that.
Listen, that country boy, he told us we went out there because that team was bigger than us. Like these guys was huge.
Yeah.
Right, big corn-fed white boys. Lamont was like, man, I play against these crackers like this in Texas all the time. Man, he went out there, man, on like 18 carries. He had like 238 yards.
Got to take him out at halftime. Yeah.
Hey, look, I'll never forget he went like 80 yards the first play from scrimmage.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long day.
Yeah, he might have had more yards than that. I remember because he just had all these. Nobody could tackle him.
Yeah, we grew up on baseball down here. Baseball was real big down here, like Negro leagues and shit.
And this nigga couldn't read, Top. He couldn't read it.
That's a Texas nigga for you.
You know what he told me though? He said he had 3 brothers. He said, "Bro, I ain't even that good. You should see my brothers." But
hey, it's my business. No, for real. Hey, that was our only way out, really. And like we watching movies like they brought up Hoop Dreams and what was the coach right there in DC what was the coach?
Oh yeah.
Georgetown Hoyas and shit like that. Like, yeah, man, that shit there we used to wear the starter jackets and shit. Yeah, man, want to be like them niggas, man. And I ain't know them niggas out there jumping higher than y'all and shit. But we watching this shit at the Ruckers and shit.
Yeah, somebody said, no, they shut Glenn Mills down, man. They shut Glenn Mills down. But Glenn Mills had kids from all over the country. We was them damn kids from Florida and Texas, man. Yeah. Could nobody do nothing with them on the football field. I never seen kids that big, man. We was just regular 16, 17-year-olds. They was coming up 6'3", 250 at 17.
Yeah.
We're like, man,
grown man size.
Yeah, man. But the only thing with them, a lot of them, they just couldn't read.
Man, man,
I
had
athletes.
The coldest nigga on our team. That nigga name was Michael Young. That nigga ain't. The teacher say why? Because back then they'll pick you to read. He would never read, and she say, "Why do you even come to school?" I never forget. That nigga say, "I come here to eat lunch."
This nigga just hit an Adrian Dantley fadeaway. I'm talking about 1978 AD fadeaway. That shit went in. Come on, man. That shit's just going in. We can't lose to the fucking Knicks, man.
Hey, how you think this gonna end? I just when I seen this, I'm like, man, they gonna have to bag about the FBA. I think this puts the Democrats in a deeper hole, deeper than your 76ers are over there right now. Yeah, like, well, because if it damn near prove them right. You know what I'm saying? If people wasn't paying attention, and that's why they won't publicize or put it on the news out here, because if people really see it, and that ain't because anytime you got protests, they come from the Protestants. So that's Protestant, Philly Protestant in the motherfucker. But home of the Protestant, goddamn Connecticut.
It's the start of it.
Yeah.
Here in the Puritans,
Connecticut. That's why I say we got New Haven, shit like that. Yeah, that. So, and that ain't do nothing but turning the Baptists down here. Today they Baptists. Same thing, same shit. But in the South,
Baptist and Apostolic.
Yeah, but it's them the same motherfucker credit the Klan and all of that shit too. But right now, they don't want to publicize it. Because what do you think Roly Poly and them is thinking right now why this is going down? Like, are they in a Democratic war room right now because they felt like they had what they need, what they was gonna go with they move? They even talked about bringing Kamala back. You think that shit gonna work?
What's already happening? Let me ask. I'm gonna answer that, but I'm gonna ask you a question with the question real first. Right. What do you see happening?
Man, honestly, it's hard to see right now because I think this threw a monkey wrench in them. I thought they was gonna use the war right now against Trump because right now he looking worse than Biden, because it's happening currently. You know what I'm saying? So niggas don't see we feeling the effects of Biden with all of these immigrations. Can't nobody in no city say that they didn't experience a change in their motherfucking everyday life. So after that Biden administration just left. So man, without the immigrants, they really don't have a stand because what they gonna come back in order for them to come make it right for niggas in America, they would have to literally give them reparations. They would literally have to. That'll be the only way that they can say, all right, damn, without saying we fucked up. We got to go back and we have to get them some, or they don't have enough firepower to even go up against them, unless they want to play the bias game with the mail-in ballots and shit like that. And the online vote.
They turning everything over to the immigrants, bro. Ain't no coming back. It's too late.
We looking like London now.
It's too late. Everything.
They did London like that, man, and
they can't
fuck it up.
Yeah, they turn it. The only way they can get back in position and overturn some of these things that the Republicans has done is to get the Hispanics on their side and Asians on their side. So they have to turn everything over to the Africans and the Hispanics and everybody. in those districts down there in Texas, down there in Louisiana.
Yeah, they down here, you know, they call us Houston, baby Nigeria.
Yeah, they're gonna have to turn everything. They're gonna have to turn everything over to the immigrants. It's too late.
Our prison systems, the guards, the COs, the correctional officers in the prisons, they put them Africans on us.
Because what I try to tell,
way worse than the racist cracker down here.
Oh yeah, but I'm gonna tell you, Top. What I try to explain to the FBA family, and even the FBA indigenous family, all of us, we live here in America. We don't live nowhere else. America operates through politics. If you don't have no representation, you don't have nobody politically moving for you, not getting nothing done. So we can scream reparations all we want. Ain't no reparations coming unless you got somebody on that floor fighting for you, and you got people in those districts that's riding with you, Asians, whites, Hispanics, that's saying, hey, I think the blacks should get it. You're not going to get it because you got to get that thing pushed through the Senate floor. And if you don't get those votes, you're not getting nothing.
How do that come about? Because I ain't gonna lie, y'all been fucking some shit up out here, like tearing some shit up. Y'all been on everybody ass. So for how would it happen? Do you think FBA? I don't think they'll probably have to go back to Freeman, because the only time that it really had true somebody on the inside, that was Camilla Moore. You know Camilla? Camilla and she was representing the Freeman movement. But
he had reparations right. He was the one who inspired Conyers before he passed away. The people was there. What's that brother out of Tennessee? The one, oh man, his name is escaping me right now. We had the people on the floor, but it's the same. It's the same thing.
We're gonna have to build them up now.
But I'm gonna tell you, it's the same thing with you guys, right? Trying to get recognition, trying to get
no, we don't want it. Look, whatever y'all FBAs want, that's the same thing we want.
No,
we don't want no Indian status. We don't want no federal recognition. We don't want to be state recognized or none of that, because that don't validate it. All right.
Yeah, hello.
Hey, y'all tap that like button out there. Tap that like button out there if y'all enjoying the show. They said vote, vote, vote. All right, man, listen. Whoever told you not to vote, they the joke. That's why your ass in a lot of the positions, because ain't nobody in there speaking for you. My homie ran for office down here in Houston. He went in there. He said it was a goddamn ex-firefighter. And you know, them niggas, they walk-ons. Yeah, you don't go to school to be no damn firefighter.
What's the position? What's the position of of you guys? Like when you say y'all want the same thing that we want. Like what?
Shit, land.
Right.
We want the land is the most important, because a lot of this land was taken. You know what I'm saying?
See, in order for us to get land, we would have to be federally recognized that there's some form of recompense for a problem. They would have to be recognized.
Prove it though. We'll be able to prove it.
No, I'm with you. No, I'm with you. What you?
See, this is why I was telling them to do their genealogy. This is why they held on to it. Because if it wouldn't have worked, they wouldn't have held on to it. Because now they lineage based. So that means they are looking into their family. Now, even though they started for the wrong reason, to look to find a slave, because at that time, you know, Biden was saying we're gonna get our reparation. So I'm on the other end saying, what are you asking for? What happened to you? What's your slave master name? What plantation you was on?
But I give you one even better though, Top. I tell people all the time, as you get more educated on certain things, right? You don't call a Mexican a Spaniard, right?
Nah, you don't even slip
up. He's a Mexican, right?
Yeah.
He's not a Spaniard.
Or Hispanic.
Yeah, he's not from Spain, right?
There you go.
So why would I be an African? How can I be an African? I'm not. There's no way I can be. You might say, okay, well, I have some African descent, but I'm not an African. And I'm saying, is a Puerto Rican a Spaniard? No, he's a Puerto Rican. He's a different ethnic group. So how come Puerto Ricans are Puerto Ricans, Dominicans are Dominicans, all these groups, but Black Americans got to be African, just flat African.
But see, the way they group them in, though, and I'm going to show you this code when it happened two ways. With the Super Bowl, they had it on the Northwest Pacific. They brought out Bad Bunny. Now, all of that's Mexican. North, all of California, that whole corridor, you know what they called them for the first time? Latinos.
This nigga Mr. Freak, man.
So this whole, what we call it Mexican today, from 1848 on up, that don't even really came out of the 1824 revolution in Texas, but in the Super Bowl they called it Latin. They called the Mexicans in California Latinos. That never ever. So now they trying to bring this whole Latino base. They trying to bring them under one umbrella as a Latino base. They tried the Chicano shit. They tried the Mexican, and now they Hispanic in Texas. Now they didn't switched it up. Now they gonna embody them because they got Dominican Republic a part of the U.S. They finna go start trying to take more of them islands out there, them Latin islands out there, and now they gonna create them under a Latin banner. That's what I.
No, but that was the whole move the whole way. That's why Biden said we're gonna be speaking Spanish by 2040.
And the first bill he signed was to do what? Bring all them Latinos.
Now watch this. I'm glad you said that. Now that idea ain't new. What do you think the early Blacks was trying to do when they was bringing in people from the Caribbean and Africa? They was trying to do that same thing. It didn't work. They was trying to bring in these groups to boost the numbers up where we can be under that black banner. It didn't work. Pan-African was just an idea, but they shouldn't have never really did it under the guise of Pan-Africanism. They should have just brought the groups up and the way we were integrated on the East Coast, like here in Philly and New York and all these places. But it didn't work. It was a failed experiment. So now the Latinos is going to do the same thing. They're going to come up under this Hispanic banner. They already online saying Latinos.
They gonna use Latino banner. Yeah, they gonna give them because you know it's not Dominican Republic. Which one already a U.S. state? What Bad Bunny from?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. That's U.S. already.
Yeah, territory.
Yeah, so now they finna claim a lot of more of this shit out there. So. Yeah, they bringing this Latin world and all of these, like you said, Mexican, Spanish, or whatever, Hispanic, they fall under Latino. And that number, that's gonna be some meals. That's gonna be a lot of people.
Now listen, right? What happened was when you see the early Hebrew Israelites and they create that chart and they create all that, most people miss what that was for. They don't. See, get behind, forget all the dogmatic religion stuff with it. That was to bolster the numbers up. The Nation of Islam tried the same thing. Early on, that was to bolster the numbers up. And what the Latinos about to do, the Blacks tried to do it by unifying the Blacks all throughout the diaspora. Yeah. Because that would have bolstered our numbers up where we will be damn near 100 million of us.
Yeah, that's that third world coalition.
Right. Now, we tried to do it, and it was working, but then, you got
money hungry niggas at the top.
You got elite blacks and whites, and whites that's coming into power destroyed it. They destroyed it.
We tried it. Yeah, and lost a lot of good men. Yeah, that's the cold part. Lost a lot of good men, a lot of strong brothers. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Fighting the motherfucking war we was gonna lose from the start. And it kind of fall back down here because, like you said, without representation, shit, man, we ain't doing nothing but talking. You know what I'm saying? Our voice ain't gonna be heard. So, like when y'all showed up out there and met the gunning president, when he went back to Ghana, he thought about that shit.
You damn right.
What they got to go back to the drawing board. Yeah, they said that shit they ain't gonna work. Them niggas.
I did a live stream 8 years ago on my old channel when Black Power was a global phenomenon, And people don't understand that the Black Power movement wasn't just in America. It was in Trinidad. It was in Bermuda. It was in Australia. It was in Brazil. It was in Colombia. It was all over the world. It was in Guyana with Walter Rodney.
The Olympics, when them niggas threw up the fish in the Olympics. That shit
it was a global phenomenon. The CIA came and wiped it out. The CIA wiped it out because you had black people in America kicking up dust and then running to Cuba and running to Tanzania to seek asylum because they had they had places there. They had places there because
like a Phoenix Shakur.
They had Black Power's global phenomenon. They stopped it. So the thing is, I tell people all the time, put some respect on our great grandparents and grandparents' names because they knew what they was doing, man. They was fighting this white man at that time when he became to take over. But we don't understand. We just think everything happened in America, and it didn't. You had Darcus Howe and them over there in London, right? We was gang war. We lost. And I'm gonna tell you why we lost.
And they did open borders in London and fucked it up for them niggas, man.
Yeah, that Windrush era.
It's hard to get housed in there. Man, London fucked up.
We ain't lose because we ain't lose because of the CIA. We lost because them damn Negroes sold us out.
There you go.
They sold us out.
Man, I wish I had that clip already posted for when Judge Joe Brown just went on and spilled it out. And he said he ain't want to be a part of this shit no more. So he left it. But he admitted he was once a part of it. Because when I told him about them, the Democrats trying to boost the numbers by bringing over migrants, he said, you halfway right. He said, look at California. He said a lot of America is rural area. You need a certain amount of people there in that area in order for you to open up new branches. Okay. And that's what they're trying to do. They want to open new branches so that they'll have so many Democrats that the red Republican, any state that's not blue, they will be able to turn it blue. Yeah. So they wanted to use the immigrant numbers, not for what
bring me a water.
Not for what they have them set up at already, but to open up new ones that's around them. So California turning from red to blue. They trying to turn Texas blue. They gonna they gonna die by it down here. Them white boys down here. But they got Georgia though. They turned Georgia blue. Like nothing in the South should turn Mississippi.
Well, they could turn Georgia blue because it's so many black people in Georgia. But there's a lot of black people in Texas, but there's also a lot of white people.
Yeah, them north and south. The north, right? We got a lot of that oil money down here, but the north, Texas, when they it's a pamphlet this nigga wrote. Texas, the South was supposed to be slaves, and the North was supposed to be free. So that's where the Bush family, like they come out of Houston, but they got the Texas Rangers and all that oil money, the good old boys. They not playing. That's how they got what's that loudmouth chick for the Democrats? Jasmine. That's how they got her out of there. She in the North playing like that. If she was down here in Houston, she probably could have got that shit off. But the
Mexicans down there sold her ass out.
That's them good old boys up there. Yeah, they went and put a nigga up there talking about first thing he come up there talking about some LBGG shit on his first speech. Yeah, God loves us all. He doesn't care about and all this type of shit.
Texas is his own country, man.
Yeah. This the revolt. We really connected to Mexico. And a lot of people don't even know, man, America is 250 years old. Texas and Mexico separate is probably not even 150 or probably sitting right at 150. So, a lot of that culture go the same.
Shit, let me ask you that. If Texas is Mexico, what is Louisiana? France?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and but the same. North Louisiana and South Louisiana, two totally different
places. Yeah,
like different worlds.
Yeah,
like a
a
motherfucker.
lot of French influence there, man. Heavy.
Yeah, I mean that was the home of the French. You know, like when they say French and things like that, they're not necessarily talking about French over in Europe because they don't speak the same language we speak down here. Like they still speak that French Creole in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
Them people in Spain don't speak like that.
Okay.
So that lets you know it's not the same thing. So when they talking about friends, they talking about Canada and here because the French were the closest allies to the Indians. When you look in their culture from their warfare, French, if people been in the military, the U.S. let you know the French and the Indians attack at dawn. A lot of things from their seasonings, the food that they ate back then is still the same shit we eating now. So it's like it's not that culture over there because they not eating what we eat. Just like Mexican food in Texas, when we grew up, they was tacos in the house, but if we go to school or a restaurant, they'll call that shit a taco salad or some shit. But we eat nachos. They nachos. Now on the menu is what we called it. But you go to Mexico, none of these items are on the menu. And so, yeah, that's how we know about the cultures. That friends is not the friends they talking about. They speaking about, they created people out of the languages. The tongues people spoke by, that's what they labeled them as in history. Yeah, they end up, English. That's why you got English people speaking English, but we don't speak the same. A motherfucker in the UK in London would tell us we not speaking English. Yeah, like a motherfucker. I talk, especially in my country, I talk to him. I'm not speaking English. I'm saying so many shit wrong. They corrected me, and so now, and my best friend from London, over 15 years, shit. So yeah, I know that the English I'm talking, they don't consider that English. That's not English. So yeah, they labeled the languages. They labeled the people off of the languages. But yeah, Louisiana, super French. But
what was the name of that treaty that they did? What year? The third treaty or something saying that the Napoleon orchestrated when he was trying to build. They was trying to build a North American empire. When he traded, I forgot it signed is a treaty. The treaty of something Fonzo or something.
I can't catch it off the top, but break it down. What happened in it?
Let me look it up. I remember. Let me see. All right, here we go. France regained control of Louisiana territory from Spain in 1800 to 1802 through the third treaty of San Ildefonso, orchestrated by Napoleon, hoping to build a North American empire. Napoleon traded Indian territories to King Carlos the Fourth of Spain in exchange for vast western Mississippi region. So, but then they go all the way back to
see, that's cut. So the guy down here, the battle 1812 that won, because Napoleon kicked the French Revolution, but he kicked that shit up with the Mexican to split the Spanish in 1808. But he put his brother Joseph Bonaparte. Joseph Bonaparte have a mural in South Philadelphia.
I gotta check. I ain't seen
Joseph Bonaparte. Look it up. Type it up. I took a picture of it. And he have a house there. He have a house in Delaware,
Maryland, Philadelphia.
Yeah, in South Philly. Yeah, shout out to Sweet Feather. She told me
260 South 9th Street.
Okay, South 9th Street. You see it? Now, when I seen it, I said, man, what the fuck he was doing up here? But then I go into it, that he have a house in Delaware that you can still go to and visit. Historical house in Delaware he had built, and he had a large
house here in Philadelphia too.
There you go. So that's how we know they're not talking about over there in Europe. This shit happened here. So
it's here, Top. It says following his exile after the Battle of Waterloo in 1815, Joseph Bonaparte, Napoleon's older brother and former king of, the former king of Spain, lived in Philadelphia and surrounding areas operating under the title Commente.
Talk to him.
Yeah, they lived here, and then you had they was here in America since the 1600s. Yeah, it was 1682. French. I remember LaSalle when they.
See, that's what I'm saying, no. That friends over there, they not talking about that. They talking about here. So when they saying he had the Mississippi regions, Louisiana, again, we go back to New Orleans. And New Orleans, you know, the French came to Mississippi first. And then, you know, after the hurricane, they moved over to New Orleans. And that's how you got your French quarters, because it didn't flood right there. Only people in that area that know that would have, you know, they placed him in the French quarter. That's the story they give. But anyway, it's a guy down there named Jean Lafitte. Jean Lafitte switched with the U.S. Army for asylum for all of his pirates. They was pirates and buccaneers. They used to rob U.S. ships. He ran the Yucatan, Galveston, and Cuba. Where you're picking them from? Cuba back to New Orleans, back to Galveston Island, to everything there he covered. He faked his death, and Napoleon faked his death, and he brought him over to America. So they was found in North Carolina, South Carolina, Mississippi. They all going under different names. But then I see them in Philadelphia. So Napoleon was in Tennessee. You can put it, it's called a Napoleon death mask. That'll show you. And Napoleon is a nigga. Napoleon wasn't a white boy.
What you call it? You said Napoleon what?
Death mask.
Napoleon death mask.
Yeah, I think it's in Tennessee or Kentucky, if I ain't mistaken.
Death mask of Napoleon during the time when Napoleon, his customary cast of death mask.
And he was a nigga. Yeah.
Okay, I see it.
What y'all say? He was an FBA. Yeah. Napoleon numbers from here, man. I got a lot of sources on it too. Him, his brother wife, they children, because they went on to make schools and different things like that, but they took on their husband name, so they not known as Bonapartes.
Let me ask you real quick. During this, in 1762, during the French and Indian War, did the French lose the war, and that's why they had to cede land to the Spanish?
Yeah, they lost, and they said they had to, everything they had went over to the British. But
it said they ceded land at first to the Spanish because they didn't want
the British to get it. They didn't want the British
to get it to the Treaty of
the French. Watch this here, because the French and the Spanish always been tight, because Louisiana, even after 1763, so they signed that. That's why I say it went to the Spanish for a brief time. Is that the one you read? They only had it like a year or two or something like that.
Treaty of Fontainebleau.
Yeah, and it was only for like a year or two or something like that. And
well, they had that was the treaty.
This in the 1760s, late 60s, like 68.
This was 1800 to 1802. That was the Treaty of San and Defonso.
Okay,
it was by Napoleon.
It was another one before that, because they had the Manila Galleon coming there. The Spanish was running it, but they was docking in New Orleans, and so the Philippines was jumping off, leaving. And that guy brought up Jean Lafitte. He used to bring them with him to join his army. So he was good with the slave owners, the landowners with the money, and his crew was called the Barratarians. And he would bring in Indians, different Indian tribes, and Spanish cargo niggas that was coming over on the Manila Galleon. So that was 78. They got a village back there for Filipinos in Louisiana. So yeah, that's why that was the same situation. They gave it to the Spanish to say, hey, it ain't even mine. You can't take it from me. and the Spanish supposed to hold it and gave it back. But where the Spanish at? Down in Mexico, in New Orleans, Yucatan.
Who the hell is these?
That's why the French and the Spanish always had a relationship.
Who the hell is these Spanish speaking Acadian refugees, Cajuns? They got
they coming out of Canada. That's
they got
the real French.
Canada down into Louisiana.
Yeah.
Who the hell is them people?
Man, that's the real France is gonna be Canada. So like Nova Scotia, back in that area, you got South France. That would have been considered South France back there. So yeah, that's why a lot of names, French names, are there. King Charles, we'll go back to King Charles. When King Charles fled Scotland, he went to France, but he went by horseback, huh? So it's not the Europe over there.
So did the French come in and create a territory in Canada first? And
Canada was Canada before Canada was Canada. That's when they speak about France in history. They talking about Canada. Yeah, they talking about Canada. That's why they say that's why Illinois, where they speak the French language at. Haiti, the nigga they say founded Haiti. I mean, Illinois is from Haiti. You feel me? So these are areas that they control. The Congo, one of the largest speaking French. You know, they number one language is French.
Yeah, stay right here in 1755. Thousands of French-speaking settlers from Acadia, now Nova Scotia, Canada, were exiled by the British. Many found refuge in Louisiana, particularly after 1763, blending their languages with a local Creole population. So, who was the Creole population?
The indigenous people that was already in Louisiana. Because see, when they got there, they had the class system already there. So they clashed because they have money, but they coming down here with another group of people that have a lot of money and power and wealth. And that's the same situation they had when the U.S. came in under the Louisiana Purchase. War 1812, the Battle of New Orleans and all that shit had to happen. Because they already have an upper class, a governing system in what they're running. And you can see Louisiana, they fought in the war, the Confederate, the First National Guards of Louisiana, all niggas, and they were all landowners, and they told why they fought in the war because they were protecting their home. Confederate just sold them some bullshit because the Confederate tried to come back. They heard whispers after the war, the Confederates was gonna try to take the land. Basically, become what the Union was trying to do. Yeah. So a lot of them fought for the Union instead. Because the Union say we're gonna let you keep your land. Confederates gonna take it. Yeah. So again, just like today, them niggas made a decision and it was a bad decision. They wish they would have never done it because once it's done, you can't erase it.
Well, I knew something because I remember France was supporting the Americans during the Revolutionary War.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Lafayette, Louisiana. I got people coming out of there. Shout out to the 337. Yeah, so you had Lafayette. He helped. So when they was creating the U.S., they needed foreign money. They needed foreign aid.
Mm-hmm.
So France came in. Spain was a secret. Sit down. So it's a treaty after the Treaty of Paris, 1783.
Yeah, they helped them with the Navy.
War. Yeah, all of them, Spain, German, all of them motherfuckers came together, but all of them was Masons. Guess where they met at, huh? I probably ain't gotta tell you that.
They met in Louisiana.
Nah.
Oh, in Philadelphia.
Goddamn right.
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
Ain't nothing going down here without Philadelphia.
Oh yeah.
Man, Philadelphia is it.
They got all the generals in the parks. All them white generals.
Philadelphia is it, man, for America. Man, look at the architecture there, man. Go down in the subways and shit. You look at them old, man, that shit old. and it got all Roman Empire. Everything they said the Roman Empire was. I mean, shit, just walk around Philadelphia. Just look around. The shit they ain't burned down because they did burn some shit. They did burn some shit down.
Well, it's built like the colonies because it's the way they built after the colonies.
It's old world. When you go up into how they built them colonies, let's say Rhode Island, Connecticut, how they shit built, y'all should not build like that though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they had a little bit more money.
Well, I don't know. I think they just benefited off of the commercial trade because they sitting right on the Atlantic. So that was their advantage for as Philadelphia, even New York. So I think if Philly would have been sitting on the Atlantic, you know, nobody probably, the Roman Empire probably would have never failed. Goddamn.
I never understood though, when I look at New York City, and I know you got Ellis Island and all that, how they got that large population. But one thing I never understood, because we right on the water too. How the hell they end up getting 10 million people and we didn't get just as many people like that? That didn't make any sense.
Because y'all weren't taking them.
Oh, that's the okay.
Philly pride. Okay. Man, y'all are some of the most prideful niggas here. Bro, Philly not bigger than New York, but New York couldn't boss Philly around.
And I was thinking
the poster child where this shit started. The mindset, the revolution for them to even push a line to credit US. That started there.
And
no motherfucking
Philadelphia is ghetto but bougie at the same time. Man, so I can go back to them early rich bougie folks. Send them niggas up to New York City and up to Boston. Don't send them here. So you had all the rich people. You had all the rich people living here. They ain't want all them. They ain't want all them.
Having it.
Yeah, send them immigrant heathens to New York City.
You feel me? And Delaware just got, you know, because Delaware and Philly was tight back then. But they infiltrated through Delaware. So Philly cut them off. So yeah, they started fighting because of that.
Yeah, because
Jersey, the relationship with Jersey.
Yeah. I'm like, how we don't have at least 4 million, at least half the population in New York. But then I started thinking, I was like, no, they wasn't letting them.
Man, y'all were delineating, nigga.
Yeah, you had the nation's capital and everything here. They wasn't letting all them niggas come here.
Y'all were delineating, man. Them Philly say, nigga, never. Never take that shit.
But when you come here, right? When you come here, all those old houses are those from Ben Franklin to James, all those people, all their houses is here. Even like we just seen Bonaparte. All those people lived here, bro. They wasn't letting them come here. They wasn't letting them immigrants come here.
We talking about some of the most popular people in history. I'm talking about they names that lasted this long in history. And why fit? They got all this wealth and power. They got the strongest army. But they chose to go to Philly. Whoa, that's the greatness, and they hiding it.
Because I kept on always saying, but now, like when you study, New York was like a dumping ground then. Just send them niggas to New York. Open that border up.
Yeah, well, look, yeah. And see, it was a little different because you had North New York against the boroughs. Mm-hmm. And so the boroughs were different than Netherlands, because remember they became Amsterdam.
Yeah,
same shit though, but that's over here. That's why King George is in New York City. You can find him in New York City in the 1700s because 64 it changed over. 1664 it changed from Dutch to the British, and the only thing changed was the name.
Somebody said, "No, New York. That's not. We got a subway." Philly been had a subway. We got a subway and an L train.
Subway?
Yeah, that's not why. No, it's bigger because they let all them immigrants go through Ellis Island like that, and they set up shop there. We was already established here, but they wasn't like
y'all
you said.
Weren't taking no, nah.
They wasn't taking them in because you had rich white and black folks here, real rich.
Man, don't bring that shit here. Nigga, from the Masons to the Black Masons, they say it's in Boston, but why Philly ran it?
Yeah, they was here.
You kidding me? Why Philly had the largest congregation? They had the largest church congregation. They had to start charters in a third place where they went, South Carolina, because that's
they put the
South Carolina connection.
Right there where the AME church at. You got the AME church. That's where all those uppity blacks lived at that time until you had eminent domain when they had the riot on Moyer Mention Street.
That's
down
the one
there
that burned down.
The whites.
That's the one that burned down recently.
Yeah, the blacks and the whites was gang war. What they did was around 1790 through to 1804, they brought in about 20,000 Haitians that came in from Haiti, and the Haitians came up and joined in with the blacks that was here, and they started gang warring against the whites. And the Haitians were starting riots. Yeah, that fight on Moyer Vincent and all that kind of shit. Yeah. It was going down back then, man, because they had the riots there. They had the first gentrification was here, right down there where 6th and Lombard, as Walter Blacks was. They gentrified eminent domain, that place that downtown Philadelphia was where all the affluent blacks lived. They pushed them all across Moyer Vincent into North Philly. And that's where you had Octavius Cato and them gang warring against the whites on the voting polls, because they was trying to remember, we had the right to vote. They started trying to take away our rights to vote. So they was getting the shootouts with them white folks, man. They killed Octavius Valentine Cato. That's why he got that statue down there.
Where the Italians came into play.
They was there. They was racist as fuck because they didn't want to be treated like blacks.
Like, how did they get set up in that area?
The Italians, they was down there when they came in. They was down in the South Philly area too. They all once they came in. I forgot what year they was coming. I got them. I did something on that too. It's escaping me. I can't even remember. But they was there. The Polish, the Irish was there though. Irish was there first.
The Irish was deep there.
Yeah, that's who we was gang warring with.
Is it St. George?
I can't remember the name.
St. George, see societies there.
Because
these societies out of Philadelphia. So they came from Ireland, they took them. You had one for the Scottish, you had one for the Germans.
I'm gonna tell you,
all of those.
The Irish and the Scottish, quiet as kept. A lot of black people don't like to admit this, but the Irish and the Scottish and the blacks was living together at one time, making babies and everything.
Yeah, King James, he led a charge into Ireland, and the Scots that bred in with them became Scottish Irish. But you see a lot of them down in Georgia. That's why South Carolina, the Carolinas period, down to Georgia and Alabama and shit, all them niggas got Scottish, especially Georgia, Scottish names. Them Scottish Irish names. You go to Mississippi, all them niggas got Irish last names and shit. So yeah, that had a big part to play in it. But let me ask you this here before we close. I just want to point this out, because them niggas, what do Roland Martin and the Democrats have to say about this apartheid? Because we know, I hope y'all blowing it up. I hope y'all blowing it. You already covered the topic about the apartheid in South Africa. You're on mute.
Yeah, I covered it. I got to do another video. That video you was just playing, I didn't even see that one yet.
I'll go to the one that happened today. Check out the news today. The Nigerians, they doubling back, putting sanctions. They kicking all business, South African business owners out.
Yeah, I got that one.
Okay, yeah. Break that down in there too. Yeah, because now, and it's crazy the timing on shit. It's like, so all of these people that fell out of favor because they didn't get off the ship. I mean, it should have been clear. And they affinity for Africa, or whatever that connection that they have with Africa, West Africa. And it's crazy because West Africa, East Africa, they ain't no better. They gonna scam you faster than a Nigerian. But now them niggas have to apologize, man. Or how do you come back for that? How you end up on the wrong side of the history? And this shit was just like months apart. You know, this year, I will just say 2026 been a hell of a year.
Yeah. No, man. Listen, I can tell you, we fried, bro. The Democrats sold us out.
Nah, Unc, you gotta give us a solution. You know, I gotta end it with How can we fight back against it? What's the call? One of you already said one important thing, and
the only thing we won't be able to do
representation.
The only thing we can do is because all of us are foundational Americans. Every last one of us are. Right, whether we want to take the black out,
that's what's gonna bring us together.
Yeah, we could. And I tell people, if you want to take the black out, whatever, we all foundation. We was here from the foundation.
We Americans,
we Americans. Nobody more American than us. It's gonna have to take the grassroots. Like it's gonna have to come from the younger generation. We gonna have to unify, man, and get our own registered voters, man, and all the districts across America, across the South, not America, across the South, the Midwest, and the East Coast, because the West Coast is fried. But the South, where we are, Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, Texas, the Carolinas, up in
Arkansas,
We're gonna have to unify. We're gonna have to unify and have registered voters in districts and say what we want. We want our land because we all want the same thing for the most part. We all want the same thing, whether you calling yourself FBA or indigenous at the same time. We ain't none of us trying to go to Africa. We want the same shit.
Cause and how you know is because when we having conversations with people, we're saying the same things. We probably just using different words, but it's the same. It's the same, nigga. You gonna put some respect on America, homie.
The only thing that's different is we say foundational Black Americans, and y'all don't use the.
And we say indigenous, man. Yeah, it's the same thing. We say foundational American, y'all say FBA, but it's the same thing, man.
And we say, and then the thing is, what we do now is, and I understand it because we look at ourselves, and other people, and y'all might see it different, right? We see ourselves as the only Black people on the planet. There is no other Black people because a Nigerian can't be a Black person. He's a Nigerian. He's a Yoruba. He's an Igbo. He has his nationality, his ethnic group. He's who he is, right? We were the only people that was called Black, right? Dominicans will always say, "I know Black." And now I tell them, you're right. You're not Black. You're Dominican. We're identified that way as this.
I shared a clip today. Muhammad Ali, he was doing the interview, and the guy say, Muhammad Ali, you growing up as a Negro boy? He say, nah, they say Black now.
Yeah.
He say, why do they say Black? What's the difference between Negro and Black? And he said, well, a man from China is called a Chinese. A man from Japan is called a Japanese. But you can't say Black. We have to say American. You feel me? And we can't let America. All right, if we say Black, then we're saying that the white man, the white man is American too. And we gotta start putting lashes on his ass and let him know he's an immigrant too. Even under the birthright citizenship shit they talking about. That's why I say, man, the ancestors shaking this bitch up because and it's because everybody looking for them, including the FBA family. They lineage based.
But that if you notice, when you first came on the scene, you was getting pushback from everywhere.
Yeah.
You don't get no pushback from
the whole world. Yeah,
but you don't get no pushback from the FBAs. You get pushback
because the FBA. I always tell people when I met the FBA, ADOS was still big and popping. All of the FBAs, the shit I was saying, I didn't just tell them when I showed them the power of genealogy. Because they wanted reparation. If you want it, you're going to have to know what happened to you. The person on side of you can't go in and say, I want reparation because I'm Black. Because every Black person in America didn't share the same experience. This person, you might have 1,000 acres. This person might lost 500. So you want your 1,000 back. You don't want what he getting. So if you have to, it's a legal case. So you're going to have to go in there with evidence. So only way to do that is to find out who you are. And ADOS push back from. They told me I can't say nigga because I ain't Black. I'm an Indian. But FBA came with me, and I never take that from them. The diaspora wars was there, I can speak about the diaspora wars because I was shoulder to shoulder with FBA.
Because
I got plenty of tapes with me and Tyreek kicking ass.
But see, Top Ados was still on some Pan-African tip for a minute.
They was on that HR 40.
Yeah, they was
African slaves, African descendants of America. We made them change that shit to American descendants of slaves. They were saying African descendants of slaves. And I still got the screenshot. 2 days later, we go back on Wikipedia. It's updated 2 days ago. Yeah, and now the motherfucker say American descendants of slaves.
But that's why I'm telling you, our only difference with y'all guys is we use black and y'all don't. That's it.
But I think that part right there is coming. I heard Tariq speak about 2 weeks ago, and this was his response to Roland Morton. And he was saying, see, they want us, they trying to put us in this trick bag under black. And he said they want us, by doing that, they can associate us with everybody. Mm-hmm. So he's saying we're gonna even have to, you know what I'm saying? He didn't say basically we're gonna leave black alone, but he's saying we're gonna have to find a way, you know what I'm saying?
No, I know exactly what you're saying.
To separate that. So I
can tell you what happened. I can tell you about that.
Okay, turn up.
What happened was we had to get rid of that African American term because anybody can come here and just be African American or be under flat blackness. So what we did was when we put foundational in front of it and then Black American, right? We understood that there are no other black people, right? A Dominican is not black; he's a Dominican. Right, a Jamaican is a Jamaican, right? We were the only ones that was. See, a Jamaican had a flag, a nationality. So did a Haitian. So did a South African. We was just Americans, right? We was just Americans. They said we didn't have no culture. Basically, we was just floating in the wind.
Yeah.
So what we did was, So what we did was we said, no, we foundational Black Americans. So you can't lump us up with no damn Africans because we're not Yoruba, we're not Igbos, we're not even African Americans. Them Igbos down there in Houston, they African Americans. Yeah. We foundational Black Americans.
They don't fuck with us.
Yeah. So we went with the term, and it may change, but when we started it, we self-identified. We are the only black people on the planet because we was the only people.
But I think FBA, me from me being on side of them 2021
right
to now. They American history have got a lot way better. And the fact that they're a lineage group, by default, they're looking into their story. So they're finding themselves. And that's why they're fighting for America so hard. So like even I hear Afro Elite and ZZ on there popping about her Cherokee and Blackfoot history. 7 years ago, I asked ZZ was she a Cherokee. He told me to get the fuck out of here.
Well, who said that?
ZZ Rents, FBA, yeah, my nigga, North Carolina. Her sister, both her sisters. But Afro Elite, she be with him all the time. So yeah, man, she even identifying with her indigenous side. So I think they by them leaving the reparation movement after that and going into the delineation and lineage, I think that's what's we're gonna meet.
Yeah, it'll start the shift.
I think we're gonna meet in the middle. Yeah,
it'll start the shift towards the middle. What the problem was when you deal with us, they had us and we go fill out stuff. When the white person fill out something,
put black on it. Yeah,
when the white person fill out something, he just say American. He don't fill out Lithuanian American or Italian American. Right. They had us putting African American on there. So how the hell? What's our nationality? Like what the hell are we? So we had to get something where we self-identified and said, no, this is what the fuck we are, not what you say we are. Because whites didn't have to do that. We had to have all of this hyphen and all this other stuff to justify who we were. That's why people don't respect us, and we didn't have any people say, well, y'all don't have a nationality or a goddamn culture, because we putting all this other shit on paper that don't mean anything. Yeah. So this is where you do national. So I think the first step was separating from that African American, self-identifying, and then doing the genealogy, and then let it morph into what it's supposed to become.
Yeah, that love for affinity for Africa. Once they found themselves here, because I have all the I got a lot of recordings from them days, And man, the FBA's been a crime because they didn't have a flag and shit like that, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And so I'm telling them American, but they ain't trying to hear me. You know, I was, you know, I'm on a top, you know what I'm saying? But it was good because Dunn went to jail for protesting on some FBA shit back in the game. Yeah, she went to jail behind that shit. And Dunn say, nah, Topcatz, don't let them off easy. You told us you're gonna kick our ass every time you see us. We don't do our genealogy. But that helped them grow. And when they got that, it's a lot of FBAs out there, especially ones I knew back then. They not scared to go in there and talk to them people. I ain't gonna lie, they learned a lot of it from ADOS because ADOS had charters in different places. Yeah. Tariq was smart. When Yvette, they fell out with Yvette and they voted on what name they would choose next. I voted. They gave me a vote and I was Indian. But that's how much influence I had because they said Dr. Darity, like Dr. Darity and Topcatz at that time, except I just had discrepancies with 1776. Right. And I told them why. But neither here nor there, I wanted to say they got smarter. Even with the law, even with, you know, different areas that they was in, even on the land, even when I can hear FBA, even Tariq had to pop it on the African when he called him a pretendian. And he said, nigga, I got my records. I know my family, what tribes in it. And man, that shit there, that shit made me smile because I remember what we did, but I see what FBA is, and all I can see is us coming the same. One thing I always said, man, we know that them niggas got Indian or indigenous history here. They'll catch up. You got to meet a person where they at. And now that they caught up, I think it's all coming.
Let me throw this in the ring. See, what Tariq did was, a lot of people don't understand. Tariq teachers is Elder Smalls, Francis Cress Wilson, he just passed away too. Dr. Nellie Fuller Jr.
Yeah.
And all of them taught we was indigenous. They taught we was indigenous to the planet. All of them taught that.
Yeah, but see, they was a little more African based.
No, they were because they come from that. But I'm gonna tell you something though. This is the part people miss. Smalls was Pan-African hardcore, but Smalls told you my family come from
here Indian.
Yeah, they Indian.
Chikora.
But this is the thing. He would always say this when he would go inside of the TV back. They would cut him off and try to say, "Oh man, no, talk about this," because he said, when I came up north, I didn't talk about it because nobody was talking about it. I started talking about the Pan-African thing. But we used to go down to the mountains and bury our family. He used to say this all the time. And then Dr. Claude Anderson, that's all he taught. So when Tariq come out with FBA is not Tariq's. FBA comes from them because they was already teaching it. All Tariq did was take the Pan-African part out and just
Tariq was pushing that Pan-African.
Yeah, but we all was.
Yeah, listen, hey, I was there. Hey, Tariq was on that. Tariq told them niggas we ain't, because he used to come through all the time, and you know them little niggas, they liked me because they was younger. They was youngsters, so they gravitated to me. And Tariq knew the more they was around me, they was talking that Indian shit.
Well, when I first
Tariq came in there and say, it's on his channel too. He say, "Hey, nah, we ain't gonna do that Indian."
When I first met you, I was slightly coming off the Pan-African, but you came in there, man. I was like, man, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah. Hey, nah, I never.
Was like, man, what the hell is this talking about, man?
Man, that's what stuck with me. That question you asked me, man. If what you were saying is true, do that mean that Dr. Ben and Clark lied to us? Yeah. I never forgot that, that was like years ago. I never forgot that.
They was our teachers.
Yeah. So but now you don't know how much that shit hit me though, because I didn't even understand at the time.
Right.
Because I know Clark and Ben. I got their books. You know what I'm saying? I call Clark Pops. He's
Right.
I always told nigga Clark was my favorite scholar. So
Yeah, I used to listen to him every Sunday.
When you said that, I'm like, damn. And I talked to my homegirl about it. And you know, she said, you gonna have to go at them. So when I did the debate with Jabari, I had a slide in there for John Henry Clark. And I say, I ain't gonna do it. Y'all can rewind and play it back. I said, I ain't even gonna do it, Pops. Cause I learned I'll be alive. I say I ain't learned nothing from him.
But Top.
So
it's something you leaving out though. Look, check this out.
Up.
Peep this. Why do you think the elders and the Pan-African, the Democrats, all that, you never ever hear them talk about Dr. Claude Anderson or Dr. Nellie Fuller Jr.? Why do you think they never mention these two titans?
Well, they kind of treated him like a radical. Powernomics, man. I've been on man, yeah. He was, man, hours. Cause you know, I'm in that truck, I'm driving that truck, I'm listening to that nigga for hours. Mm-hmm. Every video I'm binge watching him. You know what I'm saying?
But he did, but remember, but Claude did something that they don't like. He did two things. He was in the room, with them. He was signed in with them. He was even working with the vice president, writing economic blueprints, everything. But you know, one thing he did that rubbed the Pan-Africans and the blacks the wrong way, he started talking about us being the ancient Folsom people and talking about the ancient people of the Americas and said they was black and said
he said that we was old reparations.
He said we was old reparations, and he said he was one of the first ones saying on the podium, on his soapbox, saying we was indigenous to America. They got him the fuck out of there.
Yeah, but he did tell people that, and he spoke about his indigenous ancestry.
They pulled the curtain.
He still threw in the African came and bred with the Indian.
Because you got to remember, this is the thing though.
But he knew that his family was indigenous.
But listen, though, Top, at that time, in order to get that audience, you had to, because the people was conditioned for this. So you had to spoon feed them.
Yeah, basically like religion. Yeah.
Elijah Muhammad knew the truth because he would say it. Elijah Muhammad would say it. But Elijah Muhammad would say you got to spoon feed them. You can't give them everything at the same time because they've been brainwashed. So you got to give it to them in slow increments. So you had people that knew, but when you went out there on that big platform where they got billions of dollars invested in lying to you, you got to give it to them slow. So when he went out there, he started talking about the Folsom people, and he started talking about the ancient tribes of Arizona.
Nigga, a threat.
Man, they pulled the curtain on that nigga. Man, that nigga went immediately underground. They got him out of there. And Dr. Nellie Fuller was doing the same thing. He was saying the same thing. So, but they had to have a Pan-African slant because that's the only way that they would be able to come out and talk.
Right. Now, I get it, like the eras, you know what I'm saying? Just through life experience, because when I met you, I was an Indian, but I was on my black power shit. You know, I'm riding with the blacks. You know what I'm saying? That's all I know from growing up in the streets, all of that shit there. But at home, we know we gotta go to the country. I gotta go to the country for Mother's Day this weekend. Put flowers on the grave. This the only time we get to meet unless somebody die or it's a family reunion. So it's like now I'm finna go down there. When I get down there, it literally got Indian burial, Indian cemetery on the motherfucker. So it's like.
And let me say this too, because I showed you to my great aunt. She lived to be 101, and she died about 15 years ago. Somebody said that's a disingenuous excuse that damaged the lot. No, see, y'all got to understand something. When you study history and you talk to some of your grandparents back then in the South and up here, when you talked about your indigenous roots like that, you could be killed. There's a lot of information. There's a lot of information that you weren't supposed to talk about. They told your ass to go to church and you're going to do it. You're going to follow this curriculum. There was a lot of eminent domain. There was a lot of land that was stolen. There was a lot of people that was murdered. It's way more to this thing than people understand. We get online and we start talking, but go talk to some of them black Muskogees and ask them what happened down there in Florida and what they was doing. This thing ain't just in that fight they was having to get wrecked, man. People died over this, man.
I got a newspaper, the oldest person in the county that my family was from. My auntie sent it to me. And at this time, he was blind and everything. But he was telling his family history. They was asking the history of there. And he straight told him he was an Indian. But he also told about what you were saying. A lot of people having to leave. A lot of people went west. They went to California. Even part of my family, they moved to California and shit because they wouldn't get no work out there. The wells was running dry, all of this type of shit. And they was running them niggas ass up out of town. The sheriff, it's like, yeah, you can go to war, but nigga, this is the sheriff. These niggas calling the National Guard. You feel me? Like, these things are happening.
You know how many black people left Mississippi and Alabama and ran to the North and Midwest and changed their names and everything?
Millions, man.
That's what I'm saying, because a lot of people just be talking, but they don't know what the hell you're talking about.
And then they got to think about the time it was happening. You got World War I, World War II, Korean War. You have Vietnam. All of these are in this same time span. So you got migrations taking place. And you have a lot of people going off to go get killed in these wars. And they not even understanding that. Nigga draft you, made you go out here. Like, so yeah, that's a...
And the reason why we got to do genealogy, and the reason why a lot of us got to do genealogy, I'm telling you, man, even when I found out, like, with my grandfather being down there in Florida, I didn't know none of that stuff because a lot of family, a lot of the elders knew knowledge, and some of them died off, but there was a lot of secrets. A lot of our families changed their names and fled the South, fleeing Jim Crow and black codes. They fled the South and came up north. Some of them caught bodies down there. And they ran up here and changed their names. So a lot of that stuff got written out. I stopped. My auntie told me this shit. So that's how I found out about my people down in Florida. Yeah. I didn't know none of that until she told me. You know what she told? She said, "I thought you knew." How the hell I know?
Yeah. But we don't know. And a lot of us, even you probably don't speak about things because you think people know. And then until somebody asks you the question, you know what I mean? Yeah. But so with the whole people couldn't consider themselves Indians and all of this. So my grandma, she didn't even talk to her children about this. My aunt, all of those clips that people hear of my grandma speaking and stuff, she don't know I'm recording her. My aunt, her daughter, had to give me a while because and it's all on tape. She said she'll talk to you about things, she won't talk to us about it. But she didn't understand. So damn, I'm going in there. But my grandma, this is how she played me. I said, I got some questions for you. Come by the house. She don't want to talk because you gonna fuck with me for real, not because you want something. So I came, I ain't say nothing. Fix my plate, I ate this and that, boom, boom, how the family, this and that. And then probably an hour into there, we sitting down watching TV. She say, she touched my leg. You want to speak with me about something? I had to go be her grandson first. She took me in the room and then she told me why they got fucked up memories, bro, about the past on how motherfuckers had to go through the back door to go to work and shit like this. To when they worked on the line, blacks couldn't have money. They had cards that they punch out because they felt like you were steal. You had rich white men coming from downtown to their neighborhood, nigga, fucking on 14, 15-year-old women and shit like that, and they couldn't say nothing. Like this, like my grandma was giving me all this game, how they took they broke up the what they call free towns after 1865 down here.
There you go.
They broke them up and created highways and shit and separated them.
Let me say this too. We have a blockage. Some of us may have knowledge of family, but from that compromise was 1877 up until now, it's very, very, very cloudy. We got a curriculum of what they gave us, but the true story, there's a lot of things. And listen, I know we have family members that passed for white that ran to be with white folks because it was horrible, right? So, and back in those days, when you do a census report or you do your genealogy, you might find out, man, my great grandma had 14 kids. But I only know, I only know my, but watch this, Top. I only know my 2 aunts and my because she gave the rest of them went into the orphanage. She couldn't afford to keep them. So now you got 12 great aunts and great uncles that went out there and created families that you don't even know.
Right, you don't even know your cousin. All married to your cousin.
But when you go through the genealogy, you census, I found out that my great grandmama had 13 kids. But it was only my grandmama, her 2 sisters. The other ones I don't know. I just know they all in Florida and Georgia.
And watch this here. So my family, my grandma was telling me when I asked her, I'm like, hey, why your great grandpa name is different? And she said, well, the boys all changed their name. They altered it. Their name was something, they changed it and they left because they smoked. They had got into a Royal Rumble and they left and went to Oklahoma. But they went, we don't know their descendants. We don't know who they went out there and got married to and all of that. They was on the run.
They did in Virginia. Now you saw me do videos with my family down in Virginia, right? You saw those videos I put up
right
down there on a plantation, family, land still in the family. But down there in Bowling Green, Virginia, down there during Walter Plecker's era, bro, they was doing paper genocide, taking your land, bro, and killing people.
Yeah. Nigga had a hit list. Nigga had a hit list.
So that's where the reparations of the land come back. So the reason why you got to do your genealogy, because a lot of your grandparents had to flee that land and change their names. This thing is,
and that's why I tell people that's why we can't just look at it and say this surname means this, because it's that case that I said by the boys, now the women, the sisters, and again, it's a big family, it's 12 of them. So by the boys going off, and only the boys changed their name, the sisters kept their name and they stayed. So we only know them. We don't know what happened to the boys once they went up in Oklahoma. We don't know if they left Oklahoma.
And what they was doing, and what they was doing down in Virginia and in the Carolinas. When they would have those riots, they would come and burn your crops down and starve you out to the point where you had to sell the land.
Yeah, they did that to us. It's called the runaway scrape to the coincided. Right there on my family land. Today it's a motherfucking water duct to hold. It's like, to hold the water back.
That's why we had the Great Migration. We couldn't, once they was destroying our lands, we didn't have no way of feeding ourselves, so we fled up. That's why Chicago got so many people from Mississippi and Alabama. Chicago, Detroit, they had to flee.
Yeah, they went Mississippi and Chicago, nigga.
So now you got crazy. Right. So now Chicago, Detroit, when you go on your family reunion, you going to Alabama. In LA, you going to Alabama. You going to Mississippi.
You going to Louisiana, Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma. Like
on the East Coast, we going to the Carolinas, Virginia, Carolina. We going up Carolinas, Virginia, Georgia, Florida. That's where we going on the East Coast for the most part. The Midwest, they going straight south.
See, when you learn to migrate, that's why I be telling people, hey, bro, you're not factoring in the migrations because people travel and you can see it. Because goddamn, I go back to the 1700s, I see people in Canada, I see people in Virginia, I see people in Florida. Because the more you go back, the more grandparents you have. So man,
the one thing people got to do, Topcatz, and I'm not as knowledgeable as you and Dame, but being a Pan-African for so long, I studied Black history, right? So one thing Black history do teach you, go back to like the Elaine Massacre or the Devil's Punch Bowl, right? When you study them, don't just study the Devil's Punch Bowl, study who were the people that died and what did they own. That's when you find out like what happened. So when you look at the Elaine Massacre, when you look at Ocoee, Florida, what happened there and who were the people there? So when you see that, and then what happened, who were these people during this migration that was fleeing, and why were they fleeing?
Wilmington, North Carolina, and shit like that. Yeah, Wilmington, North Carolina, 1898. They got a good documentary on there where they say where the niggas was Republic and they took care of white folks, and they created Democrats created what's called a fusion party and told the whites that the niggas been taken care of that they gonna bring them into it, and that's where that ideology of white supremacy really gonna come. But yeah, they moving us out of positions and putting them there. And so yeah, that started the East St. Louis rise, like you're bringing up the different ones. We even had one in Houston in 1921. You knew that? They burned down Fifth Ward, burned down. We had motherfucking trolley courts and all of that coming through here, man. Yeah, they burnt all that shit down.
Yeah, 1896, Plessy versus Ferguson, all that shit. The trolley cars. And you know what's funny? The trolley cars was there, and the trolley cars was here in Philly in the as early as 1800s.
Yeah, they burnt all our shit down. I think it was 1812, and then 1821, the Buffalo Soldiers down here win the war with the racist crackers down here and tore their ass up. Yeah, right.
So,
Beaumont, Waco.
You deal with the Devil's Punch Bowl in Mississippi. Right, and they was killing all them slaves. They killed all those former slaves.
Yeah,
these people had land that was left to them. And
that was Indian. That's what they killed them for, the land.
Yeah,
that was the richest place in America at that time. Natchez, Mississippi was the richest place in America. That was the Annabella South. That's the big. Ain't nobody have that form of building style, that lifestyle that they live, from the clothing that they wore. The culture that's still around in our HBCU, they call Greek culture and fraternity and shit. Like, man, that was their whole world. Like the football, the marching bands, the sports, the shit like that. Baseball was a top sport for Indians. That's what created the Negro leagues and all of that shit there. But yeah, all of that went together. And so now that's what I'm saying. All of that is what's gonna bring us together.
But I'm gonna tell you what happens is, I don't know the Black European stuff, right? But being a Pan-African, I studied Black American history. So I know about the Devil's Punch Bowl. I know about the Lane Massacre. I know about Ocoee, Florida. I know about all those, and the Black folks at the eminent domain. I know what happened in Virginia during Walter Flecker did, right? And what they did when they was stealing the lands and they was doing the paper genocide. Because they did paper genocide not just on renaming us. They did paper genocide on stealing our shit.
Hey, I'm gonna send you my book. I just dropped a new book on it's a genealogy guide, but I want to send it to you because
you know how many Black people in Virginia. I need to do when I go back down. I need to interview some of the elders. It's a lot of Black people down in Virginia, in the country down there in Gretna, Roanoke. Down there, they own a lot of land. They had to go. What happened was they grandfathers and them owned the land, but it got stolen from them. They had to go back and rebuy it.
Yeah,
they had to go back and buy it and rebuy it over again.
And Mississippi, same. Yeah,
and some of them had to change their names.
Louisiana tried to do that to us too. Louisiana tried to do that to our family. Miami. And that's another thing that's out public. She talked about we had to go back 6 generations. She had to prove 6 generations. She had to get a Catholic records. That's how we know that the Catholic was down there. You can see they cemeteries and shit different than ours. But yeah, 6 generations to transfer the land into this generation, or they was gonna try to take it, But we had the records, and so my auntie since I was 17 and my grandma taught me this, I knew. So she like, Black Americans, where were your families in the 17 and 1800s? Because if it's a mystery, they're gonna leave it a mystery. White men gonna leave it a mystery, and because y'all ain't saw that at home and you don't know who you are. And so I got a lot of my talking points from her and how she gave it to me. And the reason why she gave it to me is because I think out of all my cousins, she gonna leave it to me because I picked it up and I ran with it. What she gave me, she needed somebody to give it to because she's getting older. And we got all that land. She went and bought out. So we had three different plantation down there. She went and bought the family out of all the land. Ain't no heirs to it. She owned it all. Well, she say if them do what she tell me, if they'll said it to me, them Negroes said it to me, they'll said it to them white folks.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you this too.
So she went and cashed out.
I was down in Virginia about 3 months ago now. Well, around Christmas time, and I was talking to my wife's husband. He like 87 years old. He owned 300 acres of land out there in Gretna, Virginia. And he was saying that the land he owned now is not the land that his family owned. That's about 3 miles down the road. That got taken. He had to go, but he said back then in the 30s, he said around from like the 1900s up into the 30s, they were still lynching. After the 40s, going into the 50s, they wasn't really lynching like that too much because niggas was shooting back. But he was saying that he was telling me, and I was, because he dropped so many gems. He was saying that back then, if you owned like over 40 acres of land and you was black, you had to get somebody white to like help control it, so that way they won't come and like
basically sign on
or steal it. He
That's
said
how
they would come kill you. Yeah, they try to kill you. In the 30s, if you had
Mississippi, they did that, and that was right after. That was Jim Crow in the 1860s. They did that. Every landowner in Mississippi had to sign up under a white man. Man, who you talking to, nigga?
Yeah, he told. But see, what I didn't know, what he told me was, he said the problem with it was after slavery. A lot of the white landowners got poor, they got broke. We had the land, so a lot of us had land. We owned 100 acres, 200 acres. We had more money. So once Hayes took the troops out of the South, and we didn't have those protections. You down there in Topcatz, you got 150 acres of land. You got cows and goats and fish. They come in, nigga, you upside down and hanging from a tree because
that's what happened, John. My bad.
Yeah, you would go get Mr. Charlie and have him work it, or you might sign some of the land over to him. Yeah. What happened too was he says you might up and die, and then Mr. Charlie, he ain't 100.
He got the bit,
yeah. He keep the fucking land. He don't give it to the land.
Yeah, so you gotta fight him in court and shit like that. They'll take the family Bibles or the wheels and shit like that. And so Fawcett, in 1912, Fawcett, Georgia, they told all the Negroes they had to leave. So it was a big newspaper article. All blacks forced to leave Georgia, 1912. Fawcett, Georgia, they went in and they found out that all of the deeds to the land, people own 1,000 land, 500 of acres of land. There's no sale of the deed. It just shows up that this YT person now is claiming the land, but there's no sale of the deed. So that knocking on the people's door, asking them, hey, how did y'all get this land? Do y'all have a deed? Do y'all know what took place in 1912? Right. This land belonged to these people, and you know what they also did? They went to the descendants who the land belonged to, and you know what they said, Joy? They had no clue what happened. They had no idea what happened.
Hey, I think it's funny. when I unpack this, I think Virginia was worse than Mississippi, man.
Yeah, because Virginia was the military, same purpose they use it for today. You know what I'm saying? With Langley and shit like that.
They was vicious racist in Virginia, boy.
Yeah, they had to be because that's Virginia was the stronghold of the military branch on there. But Mississippi and the Gulf states, they had it different because of it's one way in, one way out. You got to come through Florida and then come through to get to them. Right there. That's why they was constantly attacked from Canada region, Rhode Island, Long Island, all those off the Atlantic. They constantly attacked them. In 1619, that's what's taking place. These niggas coming from Massachusetts to Virginia. They not coming from Europe over the water. They live in Massachusetts going down. Yeah. So 1602 Queen Anne Wars is about them up there in that area still upper colonies trying to get into South Carolina and get Port Beaufort for Port Royal and the Port of Charleston and shit like that. That's what they. So it's just them niggas from down the street, up the water, fighting them. But Mississippi and the tribes and the people that was on the interior parts, it wasn't so easy to get to them.
Right.
So that's where the domestic Indian slave trade came from. The slave raiders. We got to go in on feet to get them. We can't attack with our navy and our allies. We can't overpower them.
Mr. Charlie told me, he said, you know, he old, so he been down Mississippi. He said outside of Virginia, he said that the most racist place he ever lived or been to was in Kentucky. He said them motherfuckers in Kentucky is.
Man, I got off the plane in Kentucky. I never saw white folks like I said. These real white folks. I said these real white folks, man. Shout out to Cousin Julia. We crossed the border, go over the bridge and go to Ohio, man. But he picked me up in Kentucky, man. I told her, I say, man, I ain't never seen them kind of white folks.
Well, you know what they call Pennsylvania outside of Philadelphia, Western Kentucky. Pennsylvania.
That was a part of that.
Yeah,
Kentucky. And guess who ran it? The French Indians. Yeah, that was our French territory out of there. That's why they had the Treaty of Easton right before the French and Indian War, because during it, because they didn't want the Lenape to sign, because they had them in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. Wyoming.
We got Lenape Road.
Yeah, they had them in Wyoming, Pennsylvania. That's where they sent them to, out of Jersey. And then they moved them there, but they didn't want them to join with the French, because the French is in the other part of Philadelphia and on Indiana, goddamn Illinois, the Great Lakes, because these niggas are with the Canada, the indigenous people from Canada. And in Detroit, all of that shit, all of that was French territory. They couldn't come through there. So
I asked him, was any of your people slaves? And he was like, he told me, he said, man, I don't know nothing about none of that. He said, he told me about, because he's 80, so his great grandfather was a slave, was on a place. He said, but he don't know nothing about, he said, nobody ever talked about nothing about Africa.
Yeah.
He just know that they own the land. He was like, I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, you feel me?
And he from, he got that country, that old slow country draw. I don't know nothing about that Africa stuff. Yeah. That's exactly what he said. I talk to him every time we go down there.
Yeah, that'll be live when you said, you get it on tape.
Yeah, I get it down there.
You've been a journalist. You ain't never been scared to go outside.
Yeah, I go down there, but I took pictures of Cotton Patch Road. Because when you go down Virginia, man, them plantations still there, bro. They still got the names of the roads, Cotton Patch Road and everything. It's vicious. Yeah. Lynchburg, that thing, Virginia was. Yeah,
man. Alexander, Virginia, man. Norfolk, man. That was an old medieval, man. All of this shit go back.
Well, he said the history of Virginia was, like you said, the middle, because it was a war ground.
Yeah. That's the stronghold. That's why the U.S. use it as theirs today, because that's what it always been. Always been a military fort, especially for the naval base and everything that operated out of there. Because remember, Tennessee and all of that shit that was Virginia. You got West Virginia and shit. And all of that shit was together. And then from the Carolinas all the way down to Georgia, Florida, like you saying, that's why all of them had that Muskogean language all the way up into the Carolinas.
Shit, I think niggas still on plantations in West Virginia.
Nah, it's super different out there. You talking about they did a number on Virginia. They ain't seasoning the food out there, nothing in Virginia. You better not ask for no season on your food. Nah. And I'm
gonna tell you, one thing I know, I gotta keep it all the way above, because I was ignorant to this until I went to the South. One thing I know, when I go down Virginia, forget Richmond and all the cities. Yeah. Newport News.
Shout out to Newport TP.
No, when I go down in the sticks, like where my folk, like Gretna and Roanoke, and what's the name of that city? Start with a D, right outside of black folks down there got money, bro. They got land and money, and they're far away from everybody.
Money.
Yeah, they far away from everybody. They got like when you go to when you in Virginia, you in Bowling Green, Virginia, or you in Gretna, or you in I can't say the name. It's about 40 miles outside of Dalton. I mean not Dalton, 40 miles outside of Gretna, and then you get the Roanoke and all those places. Man, down there, man, you got black folks, man. They got their own land, their own money. They got whole black communities, bro. It's out in the sticks, but it's not in Hampton, Virginia.
It's in rural areas.
It's in rural areas, man. Yeah. Black folks good. And they don't want to come to the city.
Nah, man, it's old money, man. They at home.
They good.
They at home, you feel me?
Yep. And they ain't when you go down there though, I notice when you leave here, or even if you're in Houston, like any big city, when you go into those places, they ain't talking about politics or nothing. They just chilling on their land. They don't care nothing about none of that shit. It's a whole different vibe, because their idea of success or wealth or money is totally different from ours.
Different than the next people. There you go.
And somebody said, there you go, Danville. Yeah, Danville. Danville is in between Roanoke and Gretna. So down there in Danville, it's black folks, man. Those black towns, man, black people.
Yeah, Virginia, man. Yeah, they broke it up, man. They brought a lot of they colonized this shit down there, and they had to break it up because that was the military base. But that's why you see everybody in the French and Indian wars, more Indians fighting with the French. But when the U.S. was created, they all fought with the British because British ain't make them leave their land, ain't try to change their language. All of that shit was false in a narrative created after the Civil War. What's the name of that nigga? I can't think his name, but it's in my book. I'm Not Black, I'm Indian. But I speak about that, how they changed the narrative around. You didn't change your name. The British ain't had you change your name. They didn't make you take on their name or any of that. That's why Indians out of New York and from up there came down into Virginia to fight. The Mohawks. And
see, we was taught to believe that though, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they came down and fought with the British. The British drew the proclamation line and said, y'all can't cross this line, the Appalachians, because y'all taking land that don't belong to y'all and setting it.
But let me ask you, because I know Georgia is like this. Because if I ever moved out of Philly, I'll probably move to Georgia because Georgia got so many black cities, like Augusta,
Macon,
all those big black cities. They got black cities with over 200,000-300,000 in them. They just all like 60% black. So I live in a black utopia. I can't live around white people. I would lose my mind. I don't like them like that. I'm used to living, and I'm older. I grew up in a different time, so I don't trust white people. I grew up in a segregated city.
I can let you hear my grandma say that.
Yeah, I grew up in a segregated city where whites lived over there and the blacks lived over here. How you gonna take a 51-year-old black man and move him around a bunch of white people now?
My first time ever being next to a white person in my life, I was in the 8th grade.
Yeah,
first time being on side, up close and personal with a white person. I was in the 8th grade.
Yeah, you got Columbus, Georgia, you got Savannah, Georgia.
Instead of looking at TVs and seeing a real white person, not passing the traffic or nothing, but side by side with a white person in school. I was in the 8th grade.
Yeah, my cousin left. He left here. He went down. He in Columbus, Georgia, man. Built a house from the ground. He said, man, he living like a king down there.
You feel me?
He asked me all the time, "What you waiting for?" I don't know why you still up there.
I'm telling you, I'm leaving, man. I'm gonna keep my properties in Houston, but I'm going to the country, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to ask you. In Houston, the same way I was explaining, like Danville, Gretna, Roanoke, and Virginia. Outside of Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, where do black people live, like in Texas, in the country?
Man, we all over. That's why that when they talk about that Mexican, no, they talking about in the larger cities, but all these towns, Jefferson and Tyler and Newton County and Jasper and man, Texas and And man, all of these little rural areas, like you saying, man, them people been there for years. They ain't leaving. They ain't that big city shit. That shit don't. Man, they got one club. They got one club in the whole town. The sheriff stay right here. The goddamn mayor live right here. Like when you coming into the town, you pass up the judge. Everybody tell you that the judge's house. There's this, and then the police station is always right across the street.
And you want to hear something funny too? Down there in Virginia and in Georgia, like when we down there, the whites are racist, right? But they're not. How can I use you from the South? So they're not confrontational racists like that. They let you know who they are, but like the sheriff and they pretty much know everybody. Yeah, and they don't want you screwing their daughter, but they not really like messing with you.
They ain't tripping. Yeah,
they're not tripping like that down there. It's anything where up there they be on bullshit up here.
See, they depending on each other down here, and a lot of them was together. So that's how they got a lot of our culture and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's why they eat like we eat. The city cooking crawfish balls and barbecuing and smoking meat and shit. Like, man, them niggas came, but in them little rural areas, everyone you go through is niggas there. That's why I say I gotta go to the country this weekend. Man, that's all niggas back there. And it always have been. And we had
in those small towns, you can't really have overt racism like you did because the city won't function.
But the people grew up together, so they know each other. You know what I'm saying? And
I see it when I'm down there.
And then our people that's down there, they own businesses. Yep. Like in Tyler, one of my best friends, my homie Duck, shout out to Duck. His family, this Freeway Ricky Ross family, they family put money into the bank down there. This type of shit. So like, them people ain't going nowhere, man. They on their land, they living their best life. They got lakes in the back, they got everything they need, self-sufficient off the land. And they don't like the bright lights.
I think the one thing we do a poor job as just being able to go to the South. I've never been to Texas. Like I've been to Texas, I've been to San Antonio, Houston, but I've never been out just everywhere.
Oh man, that's what the real people with, man. Most beautiful women in the world. They back there in the woods, man.
I told you when I was in San Antonio, I was out there and my dumb ass was in the
you're on the Mexican side.
Yeah, Walmart on the Mexican side, about to get my head tore off. I ain't even know.
You gotta go to east side San Antonio, man.
Well, we don't, but see up here we don't black and brown bang, so I'm dumb. I don't know no better. I'm just do.
Yeah, San Antonio a little different than Houston, man. The Mexicans, they cut hair, they get their haircuts like us, they got grills like us, they ride their cars like us.
Hey, Top, them niggas looking at me like they was looking at me like I walked in the record center.
Yeah, they said he can't be from around here.
The lady asked me when I went to the cash, she was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "What you mean?" I'm okay.
Yeah, he from around here. He ain't out of Texas.
They ain't bothered me though. But them niggas had tattoos all on their face.
Oh yeah. Them niggas like California Mexicans, man. Them the most Mexicans. And here they different. They Mexicans different. But shout out to the Blacks, man. They Blacks.
You gotta understand with me, like my mom Cuban, my dad Black American. I'm here in Philly. We get along with Hispanics. Like we we ride. So I'm down there. I'm thinking I'm good.
It's like they ain't fuck with you, like you say. It ain't like Cali like that, but sometimes when it's on, like say if they getting into it with with us in them times, then it probably was one of them. You probably landed on one of them days.
I'm gonna tell you, Top, when I got back from the Walmart and we went back to the hotel and folks came to get us, I told them I got cussed out. He was like, "Niggas, you crazy? Don't you ever go back over?" They told me to call them. They would take me to the other side to the Walmart. I wasn't supposed to go over there. I didn't know no better though. It wasn't no black people in there.
Yeah,
all Mexican.
There you go. Yeah,
it wasn't a speck of. I didn't even see. I don't even think the street was black.
Nah.
Man, they cussed my ass out. Like, boys, you crazy? Yeah. And they said, you in San Antonio, don't go nowhere without contacting us and have us take you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that. They real gang related.
Yeah, I ain't know.
Yeah, gang related like a motherfucker. Texas gang related, man. Then everybody gang bang in Texas.
I like San Antonio. It's beautiful. It's clean. It ain't like up here. It's clean.
Yeah, San Antonio. They just remodeled it too. They remodeled it so it's better now. Yeah, they just remodeled it. Yeah, they just remodeled that motherfucker.
Is there any black people in San Antonio?
Yeah, it is. It is. That's why I say you gotta go to the east side.
Oh,
yeah, you on the east side, and you with the people now, and they in different little spots, but yeah, it's majority them. But in the beginning, it was us. Like San Antonio just was one of them strongholds, and it was all. That's why the towns that's on the outskirts of it was all Indian towns. That was one of the first ones they came in with the ass work laws to move all niggas out, them in East Texas, and they went after the ones in the San Antonio area. Yeah, but yeah, that's Texas history. That's 1820s. And 1840, the ass work act. Yeah.
What about like a place like, a place like Laredo or something?
Laredo, that's Mexicans. You going to you're in little Mexico.
I'm going the wrong way.
Hey, them whole food poison me down there, man. Listen, I'm in Laredo. And we right there off the boy, you got the motherfucking Mexico right across the line. You got to go through them check stations. Hey, you're a U.S. citizen. Anybody in here? Pop your lock on the back, everything. And man, I go to this little Mexican restaurant. I ain't feel right about it.
Oh,
and they gave me the food, and I just tasted a little bit, just tipped it on my tongue and threw up everywhere. But I got my ass up out of there. They racist in the bitch down there in Laredo, man.
Laredo?
What?
So Laredo, El Paso, all that shit Mexican?
Yeah. West Texas. Yeah, you in Mexico.
What about
you got a lot of country niggas out there though? Fight
what
hard.
About like Beaumont, place like Beaumont.
Nah, that's a Beaumont, Port Arthur, Orange, Texas. They call it the Texas Triangle. Yeah, that was a Lord's Indian stronghold. They was real powerful in the Texas.
Is a lot of our people there?
Yeah. Beaumont, yeah. Orange, Texas, all of that. That's
all East Texas. Is the prison. Bloody Beaumont.
Yeah, Bloody Beaumont, man. Yeah, Bloody Beaumont. And they got the juvenile one right behind. They got them a TYC and everything over there. Yeah, they lock niggas up down there.
When you in the fast and they shipping you do not want to go to Bloody Beaumont.
Yeah, they don't want to go to Bloody Beaumont. Yeah, nah, you ain't going home. Listen, my cousin got killed. They butchered him in Bloody Beaumont. Yeah. I lost a family member in Bloody Beaumont. They butchered him.
Yeah, a lot of people get killed down there. Yeah, my cousin was there for like 2 years. Yep, and they ended up getting shit back up here. But it seemed like if you move to Texas, like you can only move to like Austin, Dallas, Fort Worth area.
Austin, a lot of white folks, and that's because it's the capital. So you got niggas there, but they want that white money there, man.
Outside of Houston, what would be a place you can go to?
Austin. Dallas is Dallas. You will love Dallas.
You know why I wouldn't move to Dallas? There's only one reason why I wouldn't move to Dallas. Because when I look at their weather in the wintertime, it'd be like,
oh, yeah. Nah, see, we don't get that kind of weather.
If I leave Philadelphia,
they get cold. Them niggas might get a tornado. Yeah, we don't.
At my age now, it got to be at least 75 in February.
We get a hurricane down here, though. But Austin, I fuck with Austin. I'm not Austin itself, but on the outskirts of it.
What about Corpus Christi? That's the niggas there.
Nah, man, that's Mexicans, man. Mexico. Only thing good, you running that oil field, man. Go get that oil money. But get your ass up out of there. That little
shit. God damn, man. It's only black people in like 4 cities.
You gotta think, all of them left in the migrations. They went to Colorado, they went to Arizona, they went to San Diego. They went to LA, they went to, you feel me? They went to those places like that.
Why Dallas and Fort Worth so cold and Houston so warm?
Man, it's a different world. We 200 miles apart. We talk different. Man, we different world, whole different world.
Yeah, I wouldn't move to Dallas. It's coming from Philly. It's too cold.
Yeah, it do get say we don't get that. We tropical down here. We South Texas, so we tropical.
Yeah, man.
But you was water world. It rained. Yeah, cats and dogs in this motherfucker.
Yeah, I would like. I'll probably live like. So when you go to Houston, like in the counties on the outskirts of Houston, there's a lot of black cities around there.
Nah, the ones that's around us is where the white people went. That's where the largest plantations was at. So after them battles, yeah, a lot of them white folks took over that land in the 20s and 30s. Yeah, in the 40s. Yeah, they took over a lot of that
So
land.
we in the Beaumont area. Then you said that circle.
East Texas.
Yeah, we in East Texas.
East Texas, the whole East Texas. That bitch big though, huh? And we'll cover a lot of ground, East Texas. And that's where all the Indians from the north all the way down to the south. And in the Texas history book, my family, Chief Mingo of the Coast-Side, spoke for Sam Hughes. He spoke for the Indians down in that area. Jasper, Texas, any Indian that was down there. But you had Confederates down there. But it's in the books. Yeah, my family member, Chief, was calling the shots down there with Sam Houston. Sam Houston ate at my family table. That didn't come out of the book. Yeah, that's straight from my family. He married Allen Parkway daughter, or another rich man that was here, and he was a Cherokee Indian.
Sam Houston was?
Yeah, Cherokee Indian. They have a episode on that on Fox 26. That's our news down here in Houston, talking about Sam Houston. Yeah, but that's the bed. I gotta go. I gotta run to the store for that motherfucker clothes on me. Man, this was dope. I didn't even think I was gonna get this.
I wasn't even supposed to be on here this long. I'm supposed to be doing my videos over here messing with shit.
Yeah, but nah, look. You know they say, man, every time I love y'all have a conversation because we always get something from it. So that was
man. We gotta get some more people up north down there. Next time I come over here, I gotta holler at some people from Georgia, man. They can tell me where I need to go where it's black folks, man. If it's Savannah, Columbus, it was like 5 cities in Georgia, man. That's predominantly black. That's big cities.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna go to Georgia, man, because I know Georgia don't be as warm as Houston, but it's not cold as Philly.
Yeah, it's still cold. Yeah, it's colder than Houston. But Georgia good living though. Atlanta ain't bad, man. Just go on the outskirts. I don't stay in Atlanta pier. I go on the outskirts to the suburbs. You still around niggas though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you still around.
Somebody said Savannah is a vibe.
Yeah, Savannah, shot Savannah. Yeah. Man, there's so many options, like you say. Yeah, but yeah, I know I'm definitely going to give me a wrench and kicking back, man. I'm going to
stay in
Texas. I ain't leaving Texas, man.
Yeah, see, here you go. You got Savannah, Augustus, Athens, Georgia, and Marietta.
Yeah, Athens. I forgot about Athens.
Yeah, these are all big cities though, outside Atlanta. Like you ain't got to be in Atlanta. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nah. And it's different coaches too. Yeah, some shit.
And my folks is down. My folks is in Columbus. Anybody in here from Columbus?
Yeah. We got Georgia deep.
Yeah, who in here from Columbus or that area? Yeah, my cousin Shaky down there. He in Columbus. He built the house down there. He said, man, he living like a king, man.
I'm trying to tell you, that's how that land make you feel. You look out, say no neighbors.
Oh, somebody in Macon, Georgia. Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know, but I might be scared of Texas, man.
Nah, Texas, man, our laws, no state tax. Ain't no state tax. Gun laws, you can open carry. They don't give a fuck. Yeah, you can still get registered. You can have it in your house. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
maybe wilding down there in Houston though.
Nah.
Carolina's still got a lot of black people. A whole lot of black people.
Yeah, Carolina. Yeah.
What's the name? Is the fastest growing city in America? Charlotte.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Got some beautiful.
But you know what's the fastest growing state for black people in America? South Carolina. South Carolina.
Man, because all that land down there, they don't want it. They don't understand what they own. They own ancestral ground.
Yeah, everybody moving from New York State and the city back to South Carolina.
Going back home. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're saying by 2040, Columbia, South Carolina, and Charleston is going to be the place to be. because they should have an influx.
I can see that. Yeah,
they should have an influx of over 100,000 people moving in from. There's people coming up from the south into South Carolina and from the north into South Carolina.
Yeah,
and the corporation. I'm gonna do a video on it because the corporations they're putting jobs there. They're in North Carolina and South Carolina. They're putting jobs there, so people are flocking to the Carolinas. So we'll see. I'm gonna let you go, man. I gotta start these videos.
All right. Hey, don't forget to do that one on the South Africans and
I got you.
Africans. Yeah, what y'all got to say now? Because Africans fighting Africans. You can't point the finger at FBA for being proud to be American, and y'all want us to identify with Africa when they not even taking this shit out there. Yeah,
do me a favor. Do a little investigation on them black Taínos in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, man. Them niggas I made when I seen it, I said that nigga Cherokee, Blackfoot Indian, man. That nigga from
and get somebody to peek behind the curtain and see what's going on.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah, I'm gonna look into it more, man. This nigga fuck around and be a Moor or some shit, man. Yeah, I'm gonna figure it out. Appreciate you though, man. Shout out to the bishop, man.
They gonna be Hebrew Israelites.
Nah, for real though. Them niggas, that's gonna be the tribe of Judah. Yeah, they gonna try to. Something ain't right about it, dog. I swear, I feel the same way, man.
They wasn't beating on them drums the right way, man. I don't know. All right, let me let you go, man. But yeah, check that out for me.
For sure. All right, y'all, man. Appreciate y'all coming through, man. We gone.
I like that Honduran cigar, the spirits rise. Smoke curling like ancestors whispering in the skies. Dr. Sebi in my left ear saying heal from inside. This ain't no new land, we the ones they try to deny. Before Columbus ever dreamed of ship to steer, we was building mounds, doing rituals with no fear. From Yucatan to Galveston, New Orleans near. That's a triangle of soul, but the map been clear. Second lines ain't parades, that's ancestral rights. Tambourines and feathers under full moonlight. We ain't immigrants now, we the original might. Built pyramids and bone flutes before Rome took flight. Topcatz said it loud, stop begging for permission. Our culture ain't missing, it's just deep in tradition. We ain't African cause they told us we remember the mission. The land speaks Creole, soul food and intuition, yo. We been here through the blood and the drum, through the elders, the chants and the kiss of the sun. Smoke rise from the leaf, yeah, we talk to the sky. And the ancestors' rhythm, we never die. We been here, oh yeah, we been here. Way before they wrote their lives, we still live. It's our home, not a place we disappear. Jaheim singing true through the pain and the tears. Granny sat me down, roll something slow. Said when you puff, give thanks, let the cosmos know. I inhale the jungle, exhale the flow. Spitting stories that the textbook still scared to show. Cigar lit like a torch from ancient rites. Aromas like prayers to the Orishas at night. New Orleans ain't a torch tale, it's black divine. Where the jazz horns been time and the spirits align. Forget Columbus, we was dancing in stars. Trading turquoise, dripping culture in bars. Drums talking codes, spirits moving cars. Look close, the past ain't gone, it's just behind these stars. From Congo Square to Trammy porches, we built this land, no need for endorsements. The Mardi Gras beads ain't just for decor. That's soul armor, homie, we was gods before war. We been here through the blood and the drum, through the elders, the chants and the kiss of the sun. Smoke rise from the leaf, yeah, we talk to the sky. In the ancestors' rhythm, we never die. We been here, oh yeah, we been here. Way before they wrote their lives, we still live. This our home, not a place we disappear. Jaheim singing true through the pain and the tear. Through the blood and the drum, through the elders, the chants and the kiss of the sun. Smoke rise from the leaf, yeah, we talk to the sky. In the ancestors' rhythm, we never die. We been here, oh yeah, we been here. Way before they wrote their lives, we still live. This our home, not a place we disappear. Jaheim singing true through the pain and the tears. We been here, oh yeah.